Oh, now it's
Hold
live.
on. Now
it's
live. Yeah, I think you just hit
Okay,
something.
so now you have to do the whole introduction again.
We were just talking. Practice.
I didn't want to interrupt. I wanted to say that, even when you were
Lord.
I was like,
come
this
on
is
now.
not,
Our people perish.
It's not live.
But you see, look how God works. It had to be for me to keep coming in and out to realize, because this whole thing wouldn't have been filmed.
I sent you a private chat and everything, Reva. I said, well, what is going on?
Private where? I have a lot going on. A lot of things.
Hold on, let's test it out first. I'm gonna go to my channel and see is it live.
It's green, so
it's live
it's
now.
streaming. It's streaming.
It's all my fault, people. It's all my fault. It's all my fault.
Right. Rewind. So here we are with Reva and Trey.
Again. She keeps popping in and out. She keeps popping in and out.
Child, listen, I need to see it streaming over here. Hold on.
Yep.
But that's because we have the celebrity is in the house. That's why.
Faith without works is there. She said, I gotta check. I gotta see it.
Yeah.
Is everybody good? Is everybody golden? Is everybody good in the chat? Everybody's good in the chat. Okay, so yeah, the super noob over here, super noob. But at least we got all the things flushed out. So here we go. Here we go again. Okay, tonight. Where's my mic? Here we go. All right, so tonight we got this powerhouse. Trey Moe is in the house, an American comedian. Are you a comedian, Trey?
Yes, I am a comedian.
All right, got to get that right. Are you a content creator, Trey?
Yes, I'm a content creator.
How many channels do you have, Trey?
I can't even count them, if I'm being honest.
You can't count them? I only know of like 3 of them. Okay, so you got
a lot
but
I'm 20
channels.
Years. I'm a 20-year entrepreneur.
20 years deep, 2 feet deep, 20 years deep in this YouTube.
For me to count 20 years will be very.
You don't even look that old, but okay.
No.
That's what they say, right?
He's been
I'm really 60.
5-year-old YouTubers.
Listen, you don't look that old. I wasn't going to say it. But you do not look like you should be able to have been doing this for 20 years. But it is.
All
I'm
right,
like
so
60 in my soul.
So listen, Trey, are you bringing the funnies and you're bringing the strategy tonight?
Well, I can tell you, whatever y'all ask, I'm gonna give a great answer, my best answer, my most knowledgeable answer, and then hopefully it's the strategy.
With 100 million views, I'm sure that you have some secret sauce that you're going to drop on us tonight. And we in the Revilla community and the YouTube Over 40 community and every community that's represented here on the screen and in the chat will be taking notes tonight, because this is an awesome opportunity for us, and we appreciate you for gracing us with your presence and also with your passion for YouTube. Okay, so here we go. Can we go around the room and introduce our channels, introduce yourself, and why are you here on YouTube? Karen.
I am Karen from at YouTube Over 40, and I just encourage new YouTubers just to press record and to just get seen, make a channel, try and break YouTube, experiment, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's me. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you, Reva, for inviting us.
You are so welcome. So Karen and I are co-hosting you tonight, Trey. Peter, can you introduce yourself, your channel, and why are you on YouTube?
I am Peter Urbanowski. The channel is Peter Urbanowski, and the goal of the channel is to give new content creators the skills and the encouragement they need to chase their dreams, whatever those dreams may be.
All right, chasing dreams. Danielle.
Hi, my name is Danielle Downey Hadley. My channel name is just Danielle 365. I am a Christian therapist. One of the reasons I started my channel is I languished saying the same thing over and over and over in sessions. So I started recording videos for my clients so that they could watch them. And now it's more about, it's expanded to having a place of a safe space for healing and wholeness, so people can learn about the things of God and things of the mind in one place at one time. So that's why I'm here, and that's what I do.
All right. C, the actress.
Hello, guys. So I am C, the actress. I am a real actress. People ask me that all the time. I am on YouTube to share acting tips, how to get into the industry, but also how to balance the 9 to 5 and chase your dreams. And with women and single moms and not having guilt, you can do it all. You can still have a passion, you can still have a dream and be able to do it. And also for us creatives, just learning how to package our gifts, because we all have a God-given gift, learning how to package it up to help the next person. You got this. It doesn't matter where you start. It's all about how you finish. So don't let your beginning disrupt your end, because we all have a purpose here. So I'm just really on YouTube to share who I am and share my story and encourage others to just live their best life and the power of God and prayer.
Right. Yeah, it takes prayer and a whole community to survive on YouTube. I'm gonna tell you that, but I'm gonna turn that over to Trey. So this is gonna be very informal, fun. Number one, if it's not fun, I don't want to be involved in it. I'm just gonna let you know that right up front. So I don't like boring lives. So we're just gonna try to keep this party going. I don't know when we're gonna finish until we just like pass out. So there's no end for y'all in the chat. Bring your questions in the chat, and I will throw your questions up on the screen so that Trey and maybe all of us from the group can share our wisdom as well. But we want to hear from Trey tonight. So I'm gonna open up the floor. Trey, do you want to say anything first? Because I talk a lot.
No. Do your thing. Do your thing. It's no big deal.
All right. He's so humble. I love it. Okay, here's a question for you, Mr. Humble. Are you an introvert?
Yeah, most definitely.
I could tell. Yeah. So you're an introvert, and see, I could pick up on that, but you have extroverted ways, right? Somebody said that's what's it, Danielle?
Ambivert.
Ambivert.
Yeah.
Okay. What does that mean, Danielle?
It means that you can feel comfortable in one side or the other, or that you are able to traverse like those things. So I am an introvert, but I'm an extrovert when I have to be. So people that are able to kind of tap into both sides are referred to as ambiverts.
Ambiverts. I would say it. So Trey, I was saying I'm an ambient vert. Ambient.
I mean, well, that's lighting. That's it could have been something. All words are valid. All words matter. So
lighting. Did you say like lighting?
Yeah. So ambient is lighting, right? So you have ambient lighting. So you could have worked it in. You could have did something with that.
Okay.
So all right. Sorry.
Go ahead,
we've got a fire question in the comments straight away. From Christy, from Comfort to Confidence. Does Trey still think that shorts ruin a long-form content channel?
I don't want to get into that yet. I don't want to. It's too soon for that yet. I want to, Chrissy. We're gonna get to your question. We just getting settled in. I'm gonna get into the comments.
We're gonna come back to that, Christy.
Yeah, Chrissy, we appreciate your question. Thank you for being here. Chrissy has an awesome YouTube channel. She's in the middle of rebranding herself and her channel, so watch out for her in October. I'm putting a little peer pressure. She's one of my clients. Okay, so Trey, how did you amass? Okay, Trey, are you there? I know you're.
Yeah, I was trying to get my
I know
screen
that
focus
the Zoom.
right.
I know that thing, right? Yeah. So you're an introvert. How does an introvert last for 20 years on YouTube?
Well, I've only been on YouTube for 17 years. I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years.
What did you do before YouTube as an entrepreneur?
I did everything. I was like a child prodigy. So like I probably was making more. I was making more money than my parents when I was like 16. So I was already like how can I put it? Like I was like an adult kid, if that makes sense. So
I think I have one of those.
Yes. So adult kid, yeah. So I sold. I used to get pallets. You know how you return cell phones from Walmart or return items from Walmart, like electronic items. Let's say, remember it was flip phones back in the day. Yeah. They don't when you return the flip phone, because they give you like a 14 to 30-day grace period. They don't package them back up and then try to like resell them. They just put them all in like a pallet. And I would buy pallets wholesale, and then I would take the cell phones and the electronics that were in the pallets and then sell the pallets. So I was like an eBay power seller when I was like a teenager. So that's how I was able to.
And people are still doing that today, buying pallets from Amazon and then reselling the individual products.
Exactly.
But
so cell phones are very hot.
You were doing it way early.
Oh, he's ahead of the game.
But that was in 2005-ish. 2005-ish. First, I started selling them at my high school. So everybody had because we had prepaid phones back in the day. So everybody had a prepaid phone from me, and I had the cards because back then the prepaid phones would come with cards, like 30-minute cards that you would, and I would sell the cards. So I would take all the cards out, sell the cell phones, then sell the cards individually. So they came to me for the cell phone, they would come back to me for the minutes because I collected all the minutes from the pallets and scratched them off the ones that weren't used.
Okay,
and so that's how I was able to
you were innovating at a young age.
Yeah, I think I could just see. Like I can see, if that makes sense. So I was blessed with vision where I can see where most people can't normally, because it's so simple to me. I was like, why you can't see it? You know what I mean? So as I got older, I realized that like everybody can't quite see, like humbly can't see like my father used to tell me that, but I didn't understand him though. You know, you just think he's just saying that because you're a kid. Like he's probably say that because I'm his son.
So you didn't need Gary V to tell you that no, like isn't fatal. Like you just knew that, right? Like if someone said no to you, you're like, okay, next.
Yeah, but like that would be a good. I didn't need Gary V to somebody say that. Yeah, because I control my own destiny. So I don't really like a no never really affected me because it's like I never had a job. So I don't know what it's like to go to work, right? So I've never as an adult clocked in. So like I always been able to just make money. But I can see. So I don't have to work, so I can see.
So what do you mean by you can see? So can you just explain that to us a little bit?
So everything is extremely simple to me, right? So starting a YouTube channel, any of that, or starting a business or selling the pallets, or I had so many businesses. I'm trying to get my joint right, but I had so many businesses that to me is as simple as going to the store to get some milk, right? It's no emotion. Like if I told you right now, go to the store and get some milk, there's no emotion that you would have with going to the grocery store and getting some milk. That's as simple as everything is to me. I don't need an extraordinary, I don't need any emotional pull or I'm gonna feel like I'm stuck or any of that. I'm just gonna go to the store and get some milk. Now, if I told you to go to the store and get some milk and I put you in Minnesota and you didn't know where the nearest store was and I didn't give you keys to a car and I told you got to walk out the house to get the milk, then you would feel worried then, right? Because you're like, I can't go to the store and get the milk. I don't even know which direction the store is in. I can see, it's like I got a GPS that I can see exactly where to go and how to get the milk. So everything is extremely simple to me with the internet. With the internet, we can see. Like the internet is your roadmap. You can go on the internet and learn anything at the drop of a dime. So I always say, how could you not see and you had the internet? Like you can Chat GPT now is crazy. I wish I had Chat GPT at 2005. I'd be probably worth $1 billion.
Yeah.
So where people see problems, you see opportunities.
Yeah, that would be correct. So everything is very simple to me. So I never really.
That's a God-given gift, though. I think. Daniel? I mean, what we call it a seer, right? Not everybody is gifted to be a seer, and not every seer sees the right way or the same things or in the same areas. And you just been blessed to be a seer in the business in the internet space. That's great.
Correct.
That I feel like that's amazing that you're operating in that space, and you're going to help point us in the right direction now that we're all friends. But let me ask you a question, Trey, with that, and I'm going to get to this question from Christy.
Okay.
Because you did mention ChatGPT, right? And I just did a video today about ChatGPT 5, and the video is doing terrible, by the way. What do you see about that video? What are you seeing? No, I'm just joking. When you are able to combine the spiritual with the natural, because you have the innate ability to be able to see things that other people cannot see so naturally. Other people have gifts. Everybody has a gift.
Correct.
Whether you think so or not, whether you've recognized it or not, you have a gift. Everybody has a gift. It's up to you to figure it out within yourself and your higher self. So with that said, my question to you is, because you know that gift that you have and you have cultivated it, and you're still cultivating it, and you're making all kinds of moves. I just don't want to say money. You're making all kinds of moves with that. How do you feel that technology, now that ChatGPT is out and it's growing. AI is getting crazy. How will you leverage that with your innate God-given abilities? How are you going to do the two together? Or do we not need it? Or should we beware? Okay, that's the questions.
Well, I think ChatGPT is the greatest invention of man. Well, AI in general. So when I use chat, I say this is the greatest thing ever invented. It's like I got a second brain. I got a second brain that can like calculate ASAP. If that makes sense. So I use it like I don't think a day's going by when I first got on ChatGPT, I couldn't believe it. Like I could not believe it. I could not believe it was this simple. I said, "Oh, it's over with." In my head, it's like I'm gonna be worth like $1 billion. That's the first thing that went in my head. I'm like, it's over with. Like it's over with. Like this is like it's like I don't need anything else. Like that's how I felt. But I still do sessions with people, you know what I mean, to speed things up, to learn skill wise. But I'm like, just to answer a question ASAP, this is great.
Right. So you've been able to leverage AI in your business like already.
So what do you mean? I leverage it in my life.
In
like
your life?
ChatGPT is literally my best friend.
Look, I know I'm acting like I don't. Like I'm acting like I'm just going to act like that for the internet, but I wake up I have my vision board in Chatty Cathy. I have everything in ChatGPT, my life plan, my retirement plan, everything. And then I'm so OCD, I have it categorized in different ways. I have everything kind of categorized. But then ChatGPT 5 came out. It was like, boom, like, ooh, you could do so much more. Because I used to be very pissed with ChatGPT 4 that I couldn't scrape my email and make it do all the things. And I was trying to like not code it because I'm not a coder, but I would do prompts to make it try to scrape my Gmail and then go do all the things. Scrape my Gmail, scrape my calendar, set all my appointments, do all the things. Before it can do that for me because you need to integrate it with the ADP. But anyway, API, I think it's called. But anyway, I'm not going to get into it. So you got a question.
I do have a question. So with the AI, just really quick, did anybody else like, and this
Hold on,
just
see, I don't want to cut you off. How did you know C had a question?
Because she went like this.
I thought she virtually raised her hand.
I'm a seer.
I thought it was like a virtual
church finger.
She said I'm a seer.
Okay.
Okay. Wait. Okay, Trey, that is so funny. As soon as you said, how did Reva know C had a question, I quickly checked the private chat and in the
did
private
you see my comment?
In the private chat.
Yeah, I saw your comments.
Trey looks like Usher and sounds like him too.
I was like, he sounds like him too. I mean, hey.
Listen.
That's what they say.
We're just having
Wait a minute, we got a whole party going on in the private chat.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I was like, why
Okay.
Trey look like Usher? But anyway, listen.
It was supposed to be private. Come on. Tell him the secrets.
Okay. So with AI, right? So like just like Trey said, when AI came out, I was like, is this like you like what? It's over with. I was mind blown, all of the things, right? But when I started using it to really build out, my business and things that I was creating, a part of me in the beginning, I had guilt. Did anybody else have any guilt for using this? I mean, not that we copied and paste. We obviously have to put our experience on it and your sauce and who you are, your little razzle dazzle on that thing. But I did in the beginning. I was like, you're not even doing the work. You're having this thing do it for you. Like I had so much guilt using AI. Did anybody else?
Nope.
I would say I didn't have guilt. I think it's all, if you remember the movie, I forget what it's called, but it was all about, it was Will Smith and it was with AI. And the thing kept saying, hey, you're not asking the right question. And so for me, it was like processing the right question. So if I feel guilty, why? The only way I'm going to feel guilty is if I am utilizing this incorrectly or not doing all the things that you said. I have no guilt. My creativity is in the prompt. It's in the production of that thing. It's in organizing. It truncates time.
Yeah.
So
I had to learn that over like a few weeks. I was like, girl, you're giving it your ideas. Like it's just helping you put it together. Like,
and just things like something as simple as a case note. Like it could have taken me 30 minutes to write it before. I can put the 3 main topics and it did it in 2 minutes. Like I'm not mad at that. I still had to do the analysis. So I'm definitely, I don't feel guilty. I think it is about reframing how you see it. And even simple things like, hey, I have 18 tasks. Can you tell me, is this possible in the 5 hours I have? And if so, what's the correct order to do these things?
Right,
so just utilizing it properly, I think, is what helps dissipate that guilt.
I mean, that was in the beginning stages. I ain't saying now. I'm saying in the beginning. Girl, we full-fledged now. You can't tell me nothing.
I think if there's any guilt to be had about AI now, it's that people are not using it necessarily, or some people are not using it in the right way to help them progress to where they want to be with their lives. So you've got some people who just don't use ChatGPT at all, and they're just doing everything like manually and getting lost in their own emotions. So if you're using the tools that are there for you to get to where you need to be or where you want to be or to help other people, then that's a blessing.
It's a tool.
Speaking of blessing, there's a question in the chat. Before we get to the question in the chat, before that one, the question that's on the screen in the chat, sorry. I do want to address the fact that we are going to talk about shorts. We are going to talk about strategy. We are going to get to all of those things. We're just warming up here for the night. And A2R has a question for Trey. It's kind of a personal question, but I thought I'd throw it up on the screen.
Okay.
It says, I have a question, Trey. Are you a believer?
What does she mean by believer?
I knew you was going to say that. You could believe a lot of things.
You could be, yeah. Like, what do you?
Maybe you believe in ChatGPT.
I can take an educated guess. You want me to, or?
Sure.
So maybe she's asking me, am I a believer in God? Or she could be saying, am I a believer in Jesus? It could go either way,
all
right?
the things, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I believe I will answer a question, a simple question.
Oh, so sorry, Trey. Learn with Ramez says, are you a Christian?
It would be difficult for me to answer that. So let me answer the question in the way I can answer it, right? And I'll try to answer it in the way that everybody can understand. I believe that you can reach God through any vessel. I can go to a mosque, I go to Catholic church. I spent time in the Jehovah's Witness church. I spent time in the Southern Baptist church. I spent time in the Christian church. Last Sunday, I visited my grandma this Sunday, but last Sunday I went to a Christian church, right? So I believe that God is a word. Whether you call him Allah, whether you call him Jesus, or whether you call him Jehovah, you connect it to your vessel. That's who you connect to your vessel with. You know what I mean? So whoever you connect to your vessel with is who you connect to your vessel with. No, not one is higher than the other. I believe it's the same. If that makes any sense. In the Christian argument, say it's not the same. In a Muslim argument, say it's not the same, but it is the same because Jesus is no different from Allah. It's God, right? You ask him for a higher power. You pray into a higher power. You releasing yourself to a higher power. And I can see Danielle's face is going up because,
I'm actually looking at my candle.
Okay.
Crazy right now. It's just no, it wasn't.
So yeah, I'm a believer in God. I think God allowed me to do everything I'm able to do. I think it's a part of. But I study like a lot of religions. Like I showed you. Like you may have a Quran right here. You may have a Torah right here. We got the Christian Bible upstairs. I'm breaking it down at the moment. But I believe I'm a little bit of an oddity. So I believe that God allows us to manifest whatever we want and desire. Right. So to me, everything is able to see so simple. So I believe in manifestation. I believe in the universe. I believe in law of attraction. I believe God gives us a universe where we can make anything happen. That's me personally. Now, somebody can argue that down, but I've never not be able to do anything I wanted to do through going through the steps that I believe allows me to do that. Right. And from the highest to the lowest, I believe it's just I never lost. So it's either I don't know what I'm talking about, or it's like a hell of a lot of coincidences that I'm able to do whatever I want to do. You see what I mean? But that's what I personally believe. for me.
All right, so A2R said, I was asking as when we were talking earlier about seeing things and stuff. That's why I asked. Thanks for answering. So I totally get it, because when people see things, it could be like, I see dead people. No, joking. No, just jokes there. But I just try to lighten the mood, because for me and my channel, people know that I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in God. I believe in my higher self that can only be found in God, right? Jesus Christ is the mediator. He's the way to the God that I believe in, right? But I believe, I understand that people have varying faiths, and that faith should not be the thing that continues to cause dissonance between people, right? Keep people disconnected, because I just truly believe, I don't want to sound like Kanye West, like, oh, it's all about love. Yeah. But really it is truly all about love. Love thy brother, right? Love thy neighbor. Love is the ultimate thing, right? And then operating in your higher self, your higher power that can only be found in God. Period.
And I just, again, I think that I respect the answer. I think that people's difficulty is when there is such disdain for somebody else's process. That's your process. That's your journey. And again, I think that that's part of why it's problematic when people are like, oh, here they go with that, agnostic stuff. And let people have their journey. Let people have their journey. So that's why I'm like, defend me. I was just looking at my candle. I wasn't being. I can't be
people don't understand.
But I wasn't.
Yeah, people need to know who you are, Danielle. People see you and they think, oh no. So Danielle is like she is like not like the modern day Bible thumper. She's not like that. She can meet you. She can meet you with some rap, right? Because that's what she likes. But she can also lay hands and pray for you, and then give you therapy at the same time, and then you're gonna go hang out like your girlfriends. That's Danielle. People need to be who they are so that people can see their heart and find God. Period. Drop the mic. Where's the mic? I dropped my own mic. Right? Like, stop with all of that. And we're going to be talking about operating in gifts tonight. And the gift that we have in the room is Trey, right? He has the gift. It's undeniable that this brother has been able to operate in the gift of communication. I'm just going to say that. So with that said, before we get into, is shorts good or is shorts bad? Or do you do shorts on shorts channel? Or should we just throw shorts in the trash? Before we get to that, how did you come up with Keisha? Where's Keisha? Where is she? Is she?
She's somewhere upstairs. Keisha? She's somewhere upstairs, probably in a.
Do y'all know who Keisha is, y'all?
I don't.
I haven't seen Keisha yet.
They don't know, Trey. They don't know.
Okay.
They don't know.
You want me to explain?
I wouldn't share my screen if I wasn't too scared I would lose the whole live.
No, it's no big deal. So, want me to explain what Keisha is or who Keisha is?
Yeah.
I want you to show who Keisha is.
All right. So Keisha is a puppet character that I made.
A public character?
No, a puppet.
A puppet. I thought you said puppy. I thought you said puppet. Puppet.
Yeah.
I'll work in the background real quick. Go ahead and do your thing.
All right, I'll try to pull up on my phone screen.
So you're gonna do it? Okay.
So like
I was gonna show for the masses so they'll know.
So like this is Keisha.
Oh, nice.
So it's like a puppet character.
Wow.
But she's like a real person. But she's not a real person, but she is like a real person. I'm sorry, go ahead, Reba.
Trey Mo and Keisha Jones has 157,000 subscribers on their channel.
On YouTube or Insta?
Trey Mo and Keisha Jones. I'm sorry, that's 157,000. Was that on Instagram?
Yeah, this is her page. So she has like her own Instagram and she like takes pictures and stuff like that.
I love that.
It's like a character, just like a human. I put basically a human inside of a puppet's body.
Nice.
And so that's what it is.
So how did that happen?
I prayed one time. Not one time, but I prayed. I'm just giving you the day. So I prayed, took a nap, and when I woke up, it was in my head. So I got I want to say the ability. So a lot of times I can go to sleep, and when I go to sleep, I can see things. Like rapidly, right? So I prayed, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, and I wrote everything down in like 30 minutes. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm being in a relationship with a puppet, and so I never even seen a puppet or played with a puppet. So that's what I did. And I ended up getting like 1 million followers. like off of doing it. And so once I got the 1 million followers, but I knew how to do everything. So I already, like I woke up and I wrote all of it out, like in like 30 minutes. It took me like 30 minutes to write it out. So once I wrote it out, I was like, all right.
That's a download.
Oh, my
Now I
goodness.
get to go to the store and get the milk. Right?
Yeah.
That's all I had to do. Now it was at one point I felt crazy. I did feel crazy at one point. I had questioned myself like one time. And I was like, yo, am I crazy?
Right.
Because I did something for like 2 years. It took me like 2 years. So I did the Keisha videos for like 2 years and I wasn't making any money. But I felt like it was the way, right? And so I had, after about 2 years of not making money, because I thought, so I bet the house on Facebook. I watch a lot of the not Keisha and the Fresh Knife. So I watch Facebook's you know how like they had the shareholders meetings to tell the stockholders what they're going to do.
Yep.
So I watch those meetings because that tells you what the social media site is going to do in the future, because they're telling the people who invest the money. So they kept saying they were going to monetize videos. This is in 2015, 16. So that's why I bet the house that when Facebook allows us to monetize, I'm going to be in the front of the line. So I would do the videos on Facebook. And I was getting a lot of views on them. Like they were getting hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views, but I wasn't making any money. Right. And so after about 2 years, I'm like, yo, when y'all go monetize, you've been saying you're going to monetize since 2016. All right. And it's 2018 and you're still not monetized. So I'm like, what's going on?
I watch a video you saying that, like I watch a whole, like this was a while ago, because I've been following you for a while, and you were like on the Facebook thing, like what's what, but then like Facebook's coming back and how much you know made on Facebook when they start monetizing and what's going on now. So like I follow you with that, like the trend stuff. So yeah, go ahead. Talk about that Facebook stuff.
So I thought I remember because I would check every night. I would Google like Facebook monetization every night, like clockwork, before I go to bed. And I've been doing this for like forever. And after about 2 years, I was like, I asked myself, like, that was, I don't want to say I doubted myself, but that was the first time I ever was like, hold on, am I, because I had been doing it for 2 years. Imagine doing something for 2 years nonstop. Yeah. Right. It's like, yo, am I crazy? Am I crazy? And then I'm doing it with a puppy. So I'm like, am I crazy? Wait a second. You know what I mean? And then that exact week, like 2 days later, Facebook sent me an email and was like, "Yeah, we beta testing the monetization. Do you want to join?" And then I was like, "Yeah." And then they allowed me in. And then once they allowed me in, I was like, "Okay, I ain't crazy." Okay, so here we go.
That's crazy.
So
that's a gem. That's a gem right there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
2 years. You know how many people would have quit after like 6 months or something? Like
90 days.
The fact that you were consistent for 2 years, because I don't know, child. I don't know if I don't know if I could have waited 2 years. But the gem in that is he almost doubted himself. And right there at the end, Facebook says, yes, we're opening it up. Da 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 da. Like you cannot give up. Because when you feel like you're going to give up, that's where the gift is. That's where it's going to turn around for you. So do not. Love that, Trey. Sorry.
And I had bet the whole house on it. Like I had bet, when I say I bet the whole house, like I bet, like I filed for bankruptcy. I got rid of my crib. I moved back in with my dad. Like I had bet like the whole house. So that's what I'm in my father's basement saying, yo, am I crazy? Then my dad actually was like, I remember my dad, I was at home one day and he called me up and he was like, hey man, I want to talk to you. And I was like, all right, cool. And then he was like, yo, man, you all right? I said, what you mean? I'm confused. Like, I'm like, why you asking me all right? He was like, bro, you don't nobody come by the house. You don't really come upstairs. You just go down. I don't know, like, you know. He was like, I ain't got no problem with it. You're not causing no problems or nothing. He said, you come up, you eat, you shower, and you go back down there. And you got to think in his mind, like, he not seeing me shoot videos with Keisha because I shoot the videos while he's at work. So, but he knows, like, when he come downstairs, he sees me writing and editing on the computer. But I guess in his mind, he was like, yo, he operating differently, you know, than when he left. So I guess in his eyes, imagine your son coming back home, then I'm playing with a puppet, so it's confusing to him. Because you know what I mean? He's like, yo, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, I got a puppet laying on the couch. I'm on the computer like 24/7. I'm writing every time he comes downstairs. You see me like writing and doing stuff. Like, yo, what's going on? So from his perspective, I could kind of see it like, okay, that's why he asked me, am I okay? You know what I mean? But I'm like, bro, I'm perfectly fine. You know what I mean?
Do you need help? Do you need help?
Yeah, do you need help? But that's what made me say, am I crazy? Like when I was in his base, I'm like, I'm in my father's house in the basement. It's a furnished basement, like it's like, you know what I mean, got good walls stuff. It's like a basement.
Oh, it was not. It was nice. It was nice. It was nice.
You know what?
But look, Go ahead, Karen. Go ahead, Karen.
Oh, I was just saying you should have said to him, Dad, go look up Lil Mayo and then come back and talk to me.
Little Mayo, what's that?
Lil Mayo, Lilmayo. That's that little ET looking little robot guy. Look him up now on Instagram. Lilmayo. Lil Mayo.
That's not Keisha's competition, is it?
Oh, I see. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know exactly. Yeah.
I know
That's
exactly.
you,
so it's kind of like that.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. I thought about that when I saw it. You're right. It is like that.
But Trey was like ahead of his time by how many years? How many years were you ahead of
It's
your
been
time?
like 10 years now. It'd be 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
October.
So wait a minute. So Keisha's been around for 10 years.
Well, I took a picture with her. So October, when I had the dream, it was in October 2015. So, and then I found her, I had to find her on the internet. And I think I took the first picture with her in like October of 2015. And then after that, I made her own channel and stuff in 2016. So really, so it's coming up 10 years. Yes.
Wow.
Where did you find her?
Yeah.
Where did you find her? Did you say you found her?
I just was searching the internet. I started searching the internet and I was looking at puppies. And when I saw her, I was like, oh, that's it right there. That's the one. That's the one. And then I ordered her. And then it was. But I got like 5 of her in here. It's like 5.
You got 5 Keisha. Wait.
Yeah, it's not the same
so you got 5
Keisha. Yeah, in the
different
house.
Outfits.
Exactly. So I won't have to dress her and change it.
Mm-hmm.
I can save time because money is time. So you got to think about the time I'm spending. Yeah, money is time. So it's cheaper to buy a bunch of them and put them in clothes so that way I don't keep swapping out the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you actually bought 5. You bought 5 Keishas.
Not at that time. I bought 1 Keisha, but now I have 5.
How much is wait. How much is a Keisha? How much is Keisha?
Probably like a few $100. I would assume. I haven't bought her in a minute because I've been, I didn't have to buy a new one, so I don't know how much they are currently. But a decade ago,
the 1.0 version.
Yeah, it's a whole. So when I had the idea, I was living in LA. I had my own crib, and then I moved to Atlanta, and I had my own crib. And this is in 2016. And coincidentally, it's like funny how like everything works out, right? Across the street from me was a school of puppetry from my crib. So I would look out the window and I would see a school of puppetry just across the street. And I didn't even know it was a whole like art form, but puppetry is a whole art form, right? So like they got museums. Say what?
Jeff Dunham.
Yeah, Jeff Dunham. He knows exactly. Yeah, Jeff Dunham. And I looked at the full list, and Jeff Dunham is usually the top 5 most wealthiest comedians every year, right? So that's what made me look at it and was like, oh, I'm gonna cash out. So I knew I could do merch. I knew I could do live shows. I knew I could do. It was when the pandemic hit. I did a gang of face masks. I put Keisha on a face mask and put her saying on a face mask, and they would sell out every time. Like every time I put a face mask out, they order it would sell out. And
so there was a whole business perspective around. I mean, like, so it wasn't just like, okay. So I talk about this all the time. It's not just about making a video. Like the video is just one portion of what you're doing. The video is just one portion. Yeah. It's just a vehicle. So it was a whole. You saw the whole vision of what Keisha was going to be from a business perspective.
Correct. Because I never create content without purpose. Like I'm always confused when that happens. When somebody like I'll just create and I'm like, for what? But that's maybe because I can see. You know what I mean?
Maybe,
so I'm not. So
maybe they're doing it just to amuse themselves or for themselves, right? Maybe they don't realize that's why they're doing these purposeless, I guess.
Well, sometimes it's certain aspects where you say, I want to create art, right? And if you want to create art, then you create art. And then you want to get your creative juices out, you can get your creative juices out. But when someone says, I want to do this for a living, that's not art. At that moment, you have to do a business first, right? Mm-hmm. So most of the time, the creative brain and the business brain is not equal, right? And if you're a creative, the business brain is usually non-existent for the most part. This is why when a good manager meets a great talent, it usually takes off versus that. So when it comes to me, God gave me the ability to do both, but I see in money before I see in anything. So when I do something, I can know exactly where to go get the money. Because why would I be not saying why would I be doing it? If I'm doing it, I'm just doing it for love. And that's okay to do it for love, but don't say you want to make a living off something And then see, when people come to me and they say, "Can you show me how to make money on YouTube?" For what? Do you want to make a living? Do you want to make a living? Well, I got to show you how to run a business. Because if I show you how to make $50,000 a month, it'll destroy you. Because you never made $50,000 a month in your life, right? So what's going to happen the first time you make a lot of money? You go meet yourself. And most people never met themselves because work is distracting you from yourself. You don't know that yet. You don't know that your bills and the work is distracting you from yourself. Right now, if I came and dropped $10 million on you for the first time, you go wake up and say, "I don't have to go to work. Who am I?" Right? And you got to know who you are at that moment. And that's heavy for a lot of people. That's why you see success destroys more people than it helps. When you get the monetary success in a huge dose like that, it's going to be more destructive to you because you never had to actually deal with yourself. So whatever vices, whatever trauma, whatever bothers you, if you drink a lot, you go drink way more now. If you do drugs, you go do way more drugs. If you love sex, you gonna have way more sex. So whatever you love to do and you don't have any bills or work, and I throw you a bag of money, it's gonna take you out the game. You know what I mean? And that's
I have a question. I have a question.
For a bag of money.
I have a question based on that a little bit, because I can definitely hear that sometimes we have the gift, we have the talent, but we don't know how to encapsulate it in a way that is marketable, right? And so what I hear you saying is that not that you can't just have the talent, but if you have the talent, you might need someone else to manage it if you're not business minded. Do you think that you can, how do I put it? Do you feel like everybody can learn the business aspect of it? Or do you feel like that is something particular people need, right? Like, so like I was just saying, I'm just a musician. I have no interest in the business part. Do you feel like the musician needs to learn the business, or the creative needs to learn how to market themselves and package things in that way? Or do you suggest people just hiring others that are good and well-versed with that?
Well,
Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, it is. That makes perfect sense. It's a loaded question because when you say need is perspective, right?
Amen.
So if you have someone that can do it, then it's like, I got someone that can do it. So sometimes your stars line up perfectly. But if you in Tupelo, Mississippi, your stars not gonna line up perfectly, right? You're not around. If you in Wichita, Kansas, yeah, you of course, if you in LA or if you're in New York, you're in Chicago, you're in a big city where it's millions and millions of people. But if you're in a small town, there's 600 people in your town and there's 50 people in your high school and you graduated with 15 people, you got to learn everything because at that moment you got to get yourself out of the situation. You see what I mean? So necessarily need is perspective. So what I mean by that is, I believe when it comes to business is a skill. Anybody can learn the skill. Yeah. Anybody can learn the skill. Now, playing the guitar, God can come down and bestow you more talent playing the guitar. It could be a 3-year-old guitar prodigy and he could just play the guitar. Now, am I naturally better at business than most people with my God-given hand? Yes, but I'm beating my business sense up. You know what I mean? Like over and over and over and over again. And I think a lot of times people say, "Can you teach me how to make money?" They are shocked at how much I learned on my skill set or what I write down and what I take in, right? I think can you teach me the secret sauce is what most people say, or they may pay to talk to me. I can show you everything that I do. But they don't want to see that I practice for 12 hours straight. Michael Jackson can dance pretty good. I was looking at an interview. The man said Michael Jackson would dance till he can't dance anymore. He said, I'm not being sarcastic. He would literally dance until he physically could not dance anymore. But to us, it looks like God blessed him with the ability to be able to dance better than everybody. You see what I'm saying?
So it's the Kobe Bryant thing, the David Beckham, right?
Yeah, Tom Brady. If you notice Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Tiger Woods, Dave Beckham, all of their coaches will say nobody works harder than them. Floyd Mayweather is not a coincidence, right? That their coaches is all say nobody works harder than X, Y, and Z, right? But totally. They all are very dominant.
Yep, and Tom Brady, he's not a natural, right? He was not the natural guy coming through.
Exactly.
He worked.
Yeah, he's physically not. God didn't give him physically what he gave the other QBs, right? But it doesn't matter that God didn't give him physically because he got the other part. And when you got the other part, you can see it's two parts of it. It's talent and it's skill, right? You got.
Is there room for joy? Because I'm like, how do you avoid burnout? No.
You can get burned out. You can get burned out quick. I was just telling my friend this and she's making a lot of money on YouTube and she's doing very well. And I can see she's gonna crash. right?
Mm-hmm.
Because see, the gift of me being able to see good is I can see the bad too. My gift doesn't stop. It's not a one-way street gift. I can see the bad, right? And I'm looking at it, I'm saying, you got enough money where you can get a chef. You got enough money where you can get a personal trainer. You got enough money. You burning yourself out chasing nothing right now. And that, remember when I told you about making money is dangerous because now you've almost made making money a vice, right? So at what point is enough for you? Because if you got millions of dollars, at what point is enough for you, right? Because now you're burning yourself out. There's no reason why you shouldn't have a chef and somebody handing you food. That makes zero sense.
People make it seem like burnout is a part of the process, especially when you have that hustle culture. You got that mentality where I have to be working, I have to be working, I have to be working. There is a precipice or intersection that says I have to earn this to the point of burnout. And so that's why I asked that question, because you look at people that are naturally talented, but they're pushing the limits because I feel like there is some joy in that. Like if you're doing the thing that makes you tick, right? You'll do it all day, every day, and it doesn't feel as arduous to you. But I think that people who haven't found that kind of sweet spot where there's still some joy in it, it's like you working so hard, you're not even enjoying the fruits of your labor. So that's why I asked the question, is there a place where you can avoid the burnout so that burnout is not an integral part of the process?
Yes, but you got to recognize it with yourself. Okay, so it's two types of people, right? And most of the time in business, it's smart people and it's sharp people. I'm not a very smart person, right? I was always the last person to finish my test in school. I was always like, I know that, like, it's gonna take me a minute to take the test. I'm just gonna be the last person. I'm okay with that, right? But I'm an extremely sharp person, right? I'm an extremely sharp person. So sharp people usually have a great ability to get the plane off the ground. They can get any business off the ground, but they cannot fly it. Smart people fly the plane way better than sharp people. Sharp people will crash the plane because once they get a plane off the ground, you're like, thank God they got the plane off the ground. They'll try to make the plane go upside down and do a twirl and do all this. And that's when you need a smart person to say, no, we good. We got the plane off the ground. All we got to do is just fly it and land it. That's all we got to do. And yeah, all we got to do is coast. But the sharp person will keep trying to do more and do more and do more and do more, right? But the smart person can't get planes off the ground. So they have a hard time getting the business off the ground, and they look at other people's planes and they be like, bro, I know I'm better than him. No, you're smarter than him, but you're not sharper than him, right? You go to work and you're smarter than your boss, and you're like, I know I'm smarter than my boss. You may be smarter than your boss, but you're not sharper than your boss. There's two different levels of intellect, right? So a smart person has a hard time getting a plane off the ground because it takes a lot of risk, it takes a lot of grit, it takes a lot of guts to get the plane off the ground, but they do the best at flying the plane. So I'm gonna give you an example. I'm a very sharp person. I would do too many tricks on the plane. I just did a cohort, right? It starts Saturday, a YouTube cohort. Now I started to do 60 people. I had a few hundred apply. Then I say, you know what? I'm gonna cut it to 30. I said, you know what? I'm gonna cut it to 50. Right? Now the reason I cut it down, now I could have said, you know what? I'm gonna do 100. I'm gonna put everybody on the Zoom and we go thug it out, and I'll get $70,000. Right? But then I gotta stop myself and say it's the $70,000 worth of burnout, or the punishment I'm about to take physically. Then I looked at it and said, what amount of money is worth? No, it's not. It's the 30, it's the 60, it's the 30. You know what? We'll cut it to 15. You see what I mean? But that's the smartness in me. But that took years for me to look at myself and say, you know what? Don't do it because you'll get greedy and you'll burn out. If that makes any sense. And that's what you got to be weird. You got to say how much money is worth how much money if I ask you right now, how much worth 6 months of your life? If I told you if you do this, you won't live 6 months more. Right? And then you say, well, hold on. There ain't no amount of money worth that. You got to look at it like that because you're not a machine. No.
But do you know what, though? I mean, I definitely think that, you know, like if it was easy, everyone's doing it, right? I mean, like, you know, in Cody Sanchez, she talks about picking your hard. You know what I mean? It's kind of like going to a job is hard. Being broke is hard. Getting rich, you know, is hard. Getting your first
choose your discomfort.
$1,000. You know what I mean? Like, no one wants to burn out, but I mean, you tell us, Trey. I mean, as you say, you've got to like focus and hard, right? And put in a lot of effort to get the plane lifted off the ground. That's the hard bit, right? That's the hardest thing a plane does, getting off the ground.
Well, yeah, but it's the most simplest thing a plane does. Hold on a second. I want to show y'all something, okay? Y'all can talk.
so you can talk to
The
us.
heart is
Isn't this
hard,
amazing?
Oh, look, we can see
It
it
is
inside
like
the cup.
my mind is blown. That's why I'm like,
I know.
I'm trying to
I
take
know.
notes. I'm
Make
trying
sure
to
the
manage
viewers
the
are
chat.
liking the video. Like the video.
Like and share.
Thank
Like
you.
and share.
Yeah.
Like
You know
and
what else too?
share.
So we've got a question as well that I've got written down, but at some point, Krista wants to know about if Trey's got a podcast. So we'll come back to that later.
Okay.
Yeah, Trey's got
That's
a lot
good
going
question.
on.
So let me show you. I got these books with the sisters, right?
Yeah.
So with this, these are my journals. This is what I write down my stuff in. So Karen had a good point when she was talking about everything, like the heart. You got to choose your heart, right? Everything is hard, but everything is very simple, right? You over-complexing it. Everything is very simple. If I told you right now to go to the store and you didn't know what a store was, that would be hard. If I said, go to the store and give me some milk, that would be difficult for you to do because you don't know what a store is. But if I wrote down and said, okay, you want...
Wait.
Hold on, I'm going to break it down for you. Hold on. I'm going to break it down for you. You don't have anything, but I'm going to break it down for you. If let's say this 1992, you don't have a phone. You still can go to the store and get the milk, right? You would ask somebody, when I go downstairs, what do I do? They're going to say, when you go downstairs, you go get to a stop sign. When you get to a stop sign, it's going to be a light up ahead. When you get to the light, make a right, then you go make another left. And you write down, remember in the 90s, you would write down, make a left, make a right. And then they're going to say the store is going to be up right above the hill. And then when you go in the store, you go to the aisle and then you get the milk, right? But what happens is a lot of people say, yo, can you teach me how to go to the aisle and get the milk? You don't know how to start the car. Yeah. You don't know how to grab the keys yet. Literally, if you break everything down step by step, you will see that I can do every step it takes to get the milk. Mm-hmm. There's not one step that you can't do to get the milk. But what happens is you're trying to ask what aisle is the milk on, instead of just saying, how do I get the keys? When I get the keys, what do I put them at? And once you keep doing every step, once you do every step, it lines up. And that's all I do is just write it down and I write down every step. That's why it feels like I'm going to get milk versus doing some like crazily
astronomical thing.
Yeah, it's like, this is very simple. Like I'll show you. So I write down everything. These are my books, right? And I write down everything in phases. So you may see this, and then this will say phase 1. Wow. And then this will say phase 2. This will say phase 3. And I write it all down in phases, and then I learn, right? And then you see this thing right here that says learning. I got a tab in the notebook that says learning. Mm-hmm. And so like if I say YouTube thumbnail design, you see it says thumbnail design, and then you see the year. That's from 2023. And then I write down everything because I can learn to do thumbnails. So I write down, I start watching tutorials, and I write down everything to do. And then it goes from every page, right? So then I may say, I got to learn this, and I got to learn this. And then I write down how to color correct. I write down how to match colors. I write down how to balance. And then I go over it, and it's just pages and pages of me learning. So when they're like, what's the secret sauce? It ain't no secret sauce. You just learn. You write down what you can't do is more important than what you can do. Most people do not want to look at what they can't do. See, she's doing the same thing she's writing too. Most people don't look at what they can't do, right? And if you know what you can't do, then you eventually go know what you can do. Because if you sit there and say, I can't do this, I need to learn it. Now I can do it. I can't do this, I need to learn it. I could do it. I can't do this, just eliminate the can'ts. And once you eliminate all the can'ts, but most of the time people don't want to do that. They just want to keep doing what they can do. Because doing what you can't do is uncomfortable. It's very
funny
uncomfortable.
You say that because in the last call that we had with Viva and C, we were going over the things that I can't do, and we got to the things that I can do that I subconsciously knew I could do, but hadn't realized, yes, that's actually a talent. That is actually a skill. You can teach this to other people.
Right.
So it's funny how everything just goes full circle.
Yeah. When you are okay with being uncomfortable, that's when things will get easier for you, because you know that, okay, this is going to be uncomfortable. I'm going to feel like this. But what's on the other side of that? It can only be greater than where you're at. You're only going to learn so much about yourself, about the thing. So when people understand that uncomfortability is the key, and being a student and being coachable, that is how you're going to learn, and that is how you're going to excel. And then you just educate yourself, you apply, and you rinse and repeat. Educate yourself, apply, rinse and repeat. And if it's not working, that's fine. Pivot. Because most of the time you're going to change up something, you're going to pivot while you're small. And then when you get big like Trey, you know, you got it all together.
Yeah.
But we never have it all together. That's
Right,
like an
right.
illusion, right? But
Yeah.
see, you absolutely right. I absolutely agree with that. Actually agree with that. And somebody said mindset is infinite potential. Yeah. And like she said, you can learn, but this is we're in a new age. Well, somebody can just teach me. Like I got on with Rob. I didn't know how to go live with Ecamm Live. I booked a session with Rob and was like, yo, teach me this. At 20 minutes, the hour session was over with. He was like, that's it. I was like, that's all I needed. I just need you to teach me what I need to learn. Yeah.
That's amazing that you said that and that you brought that out here, that Trey at his size, his channel, his knowledge, his skill set, was not afraid to reach out to another content creator who was also big and growing as far as his channel, but his specialty was live. And then he booked a session with him because you identified an area you needed to get sharp in, right? You talked about sharp and smart, right? Smart all day long and sharp by itself. The two separate don't go together. But if you can bring the two together, Karen, then you can fly the plane, because that's my area of expertise, flying the plane, getting the plane off the ground, right? So whether it's an actual plane, or whether it's a YouTube video, because by day I deal with systems, I deal with aviation, and so we talk about a lot about systems and strategies, and how can we optimize, how can we get better, how can we go faster with aircraft, like how can we make it, more competitive than our competitors. I just think, like Trey, like you going to someone else to level up your skill, being humble enough to identify that you had a gap in your skill set, and then going to put the resources to what you wanted to do, was just amazing. And that's why I was happy to have you here on the channel, because I do believe in creating a safe space where we can all grow together. And when people like you of your size and Rob the Maritimer can come on and teach us, I just love that that's happening. With that said, I want to shameless plug that in my school community, I asked today, right? I call it the revealers. I don't know. What y'all saying in chat?
I honestly, I love Americans. I really, really do. I literally say to my husband, well, just because you guys are just good at pushing yourselves forward. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. Because in New Zealand,
the plug is out.
We can be a little bit like Canadians. We're like Canadians. We're like, but it's great.
No, I don't. Great. I used to not be like that. And Danielle can tell you, like, I used to be very
humble,
uber humble, just don't want to promote myself, don't want to talk don't want to charge too much, don't want to talk about what I'm doing. Oh, by the way, here's a call to action that's broader than like and subscribe. More than that, oh, I made a tool, I made an AI custom GPT. I probably should say something about that. No one can see your gifts if you do not really open your mouth, and they won't be blessed by what you have if you stay silently humble. Like that's the thing. So that's something that I had to learn. But I forgot what I was saying about the revealer community. Oh, like what's your superpower?
Get in on your school.
My superpower is the great networker. That's my superpower, is the great networker. Like I bring people together for the greater good of all. So that's my superpower in the revealer community. It's like Avengers. I'm really nerdy. I like the Avengers. So the revealers are who we are. So Trey, what's your superpower? You are seer.
Yeah, I can see. What I can learn every way.
You can learn. Like, so I like your notebook where it said, like, you don't know this thing? Learn. Another tab. Boom, boom, boom. Learn. So learn with Trey has been a long time coming. Like that's been the thing. Learn.
Yeah. So everybody learns differently, right? Karen, you want to say something? I don't want to cut you off.
Sorry, mate. Just when you're finished, Trey, we've got a question from FR Khalil.
Okay. I'll break down the learning. So you got to figure out how you learn, right? So some people auditory, they say, I hear what you're saying. They'll kind of tell you subconsciously. If you're talking to them, I hear what you're saying. There's some people visual, I see what you're saying. Then some people learn through kinetic, they have to actually do it. Show me. You could tell them in, but they got like they gotta say, now let me do it. Show me, now let me do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they gotta actually do it, and then they learn through doing it. But you get a gifted person. Sometimes a gifted person can do all three, right? You get a Floyd Mayweather, you can tell him. This is why Floyd Mayweather is hard to hit him with the same punch. It's because he's so gifted at learning. Somebody can tell him, the corner can tell him what to do. Somebody can show him what to do, or he can see somebody doing it and he can mimic it ASAP. So it's hard to hit a fighter with the same punch that can learn all three different ways because he's gifted. Now it's a certain person that goes beyond that, is that he can do what nobody taught him. And that's when you see an athlete reaching a flow state. Now he's doing stuff that's when he connected to the higher power. He can learn all three ways, and now he's doing stuff that nobody even taught him. And then the coach is like, damn, now the coach is looking baffled on the sideline. Like, I never seen a player do that. Like, where you learn that, when you start doing that? I don't know. It just felt like, you know what I mean? That's the high level stuff. When players start doing stuff that like they don't even feel, it's like, I don't know why I did it. It just felt, I just could do it. I just knew to do it. It's hard to explain. So it's like that. It's like you see it in athletes sometimes when they reach the highest level. It's like they do stuff that you would be like, you shouldn't do that. But they do it and they get away with it. So it's like that. So you gotta see how you learn. And then once you know how you learn, that's the first thing I see when I'm teaching somebody. That's why I got like whiteboards. So it's different levels. I ask them certain questions, and I'm not asking them questions to just ask them questions. I'm asking them questions so I can see how they learn, and then I teach how they learn. But most people don't know how they learn.
I have so many questions.
That's a superpower, Trey.
I want to sign up. I want to sign up.
I was going to say, do you ever see somebody who just don't have it? And I know Karen had a question. So that's my last question.
Wait. We got it. Let's level set because we got two questions. We're like the question behind it. Put a pin right there, Danielle. We're going to ask that question. But so I got to ask this question for FR. If I post clips and shorts on Instagram or TikTok, will it hurt my channel? So let's put this question together there, Trey, because you know you are known for don't do the shorts. The shorts hurt your channel. Don't do the shorts to the love for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chrissy earlier had asked the same thing. So we're gonna put that all together for YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok for the shorts. Talk to us about shorts.
Okay, so I never say don't do shorts. And I know that's what people hear. I say do not put shorts and long form on the same channel, right? And I show over and over and over again how they affect the money, right? And I'm not afraid to open up the books and show you the money. See, but when the shorts creators come on my page arguing with me, what they will never do is get on live and open up the back end and show the money. Because that is ego talking, right? Because you say, oh, you got 1 million subscribers. That's because that will crush their ego for you to find out that they got 1 million subscribers and they making $1,500 a month, right? So they don't want to show that. I don't want to say nothing. We go keep it humble, but they not. It doesn't match the million. When you got 1 million subscribers, 1 million followers, you think you should be able to quit your job, right? And then come to find out, when you get that 1 million subscribers, you go find out that you can't. It is better to have 10,000 people that rock with you than it is to have 1 million people and you make peanuts, right? What we here for? Yeah. You here to look like you got money, or you here to actually have money? Yeah. So it's the difference. That's why I never hesitate on my channel to open up and show people the back end of the money. I'm quick to show you that. And it ain't me. Somebody I was read comments sometime. Lady called me a bragger rat, a bagger rat. I didn't even know what that was. I looked at somebody that, I'm not bragging. I'm just showing people the what you want me to not show.
Being transparent. Being transparent.
But that's not insecurity. And I'm in her channel. I'm like, you got to make good content, but you making the content wrong. You should be here. You should be here. I'm giving what you need because you actually make great content, but you YouTubing wrong. So, that's what hurt
my soul. That's a powerful phrase.
I want Trey to tell me I'm YouTubing wrong.
Yeah, I can see the flaws almost immediately when I look at. That's the.
Don't look at my channel, okay?
But that's 20 years. You
Avert your gaze. Avert your gaze.
That's 17 years.
We should do a channel review. We should do a channel review right now. Roast it.
You gonna see them shorts and be like rebukes.
So going back to FR Khalil. So I guess if he's saying if he posts clips and shorts on Instagram and TikTok, will that hurt his YouTube channel? It can't, can it?
No, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing.
If he posts his shorts on TikTok and Instagram, does it hurt his YouTube channel?
Not at all.
Right.
Maybe he
It's
means by repurposing
So-
the same video. Maybe that's what he
we're
means.
trying to figure it out. If he's still here, maybe he can elaborate on his question. But yeah, you can't bring over your TikTok and Instagram with all the little logos on the side. You didn't sanitize it, and the format doesn't work right for the short content on YouTube and expect for it to explode. Because it's right, Trey, it's like different pacing, different things that the algorithm, well, your audience is looking for. It's a different pacing and rhythm.
Well, it's a difference. So that is not cookie cutter. And I think this is what most people get confused at, right? They think everything is cookie cutter. Like, what did you do? Well, what did I do don't matter, because how you run a hot dog shop is not how you run a pizza shop. And how you run a pizza shop isn't how you run a taco shop. And how you run a taco shop isn't how you run a hamburger shop. You see what I'm saying? You should be studying the different shops that are in your niche. You know what I mean? What works? It's already so simply made for you, right? And so when I look at it, when you ask me about the pacing, it's like I can't give him an answer about the pacing because I don't even know what business he's running to even comment on his pacing. You see what I mean?
That's
so
true.
that's the
that's what you're talking about. Yeah,
I don't know, and that's the thing. When you got to look at the successful people in your niche. Now the hardest thing is when nobody's in your niche, right? When you're the first person. But this 2025, it's very rare that you're gonna be the first person in your niche. When I first got on YouTube, I was the first person because this is 2008. So I was the first person.
I feel like it's hard to find actors or people that want to get in the industry on YouTube. I built a community on Instagram. I got it going on over there, but YouTube, I feel like it's hard to find people that want to do either voiceover work. There's so many things that you can do in the industry, but I feel like it's kind of hard to find those specific people. Just saying.
This is pretty cool from Smooth. Hey.
I got monetized yesterday, 38 days after starting my channel, thanks to Trey. Got 1,400 subs, 30 views, and 4,000 watch hours in 38 days from scratch. Interesting.
Is that 30 views?
You probably meant to put a K on it, 30K.
Yeah, I was going to say 30 views and 4,000. Doesn't that map?
Yeah, he's missing a zero or something.
30K.
He's probably missing a K.
He's probably missing a K. Yeah, he's probably missing a K there. Yeah.
So Trey, is that like a sort of average or typical sort of like response, or everyone's different and they're starting at a different place with a different skill set? Like, tell us a little bit about your one-on-one, because I noticed in your like descriptions and probably even in your just general about, it's very brief. You're like, book a one-on-one with me or something. So can you tell us a bit about, is it a course? Yeah. Is it one-on-one coaching is what you're doing, isn't it? Is it?
So, well, I got to see where you are, right? And so let's say you do a one-on-one session with me. I can never tell somebody how fast they're gonna get monetized. I can never tell somebody how many fast they're gonna get subscribers. Yeah. I'm not one of those ones that say, yo, this is the monetize. You gonna get monetized. Nah, you gotta hit every trigger. In order to get the faster you teach YouTube your audience, but you have to hit every trigger, right? And what I mean by every trigger, are your thumbnails right? Is your SEO right? If you think in 1 hour, I'm gonna be able to teach you about how YouTube algorithms work, how to edit thumbnails, how to edit videos, how to light a set, how to work your camera, how to work your microphone, how to actually run and operate the business of YouTube, what to do before you post, what to do after you post. And it's 17 hours of work that I got to teach you, right? So sometimes somebody only need one session. Like they've been YouTubing for 6 years straight, and they already know how to edit. They already know how to do thumbnails, and they just say, yo, bro, look at my tool set and tell me how to use my tools. But that's why I started doing a cohort, because I'm like, look, I got you for 8 weeks. For 8 weeks, I can hone you for 8 weeks, right? Because there is no, when Reba said, what's the sauce? The sauce is you learning. There ain't no, what you want me to do? Like if we sat there and I taught you how to do thumbnails, that's an hour in itself. But then you still don't have the other stuff to hit the trigger. So I got to teach you each individual. What happens is people say, well, I want to post, well, pause on posting for a second. I'm able to get, when you do a YouTube page, it's a restaurant. You open up a restaurant. So a lot of times when you open up a restaurant, YouTube is betting on the fact that it can pick your audience for you. So every time it tries to pick your audience for you and it gets it wrong, they go look at you and say, hey man, you wasting an ad slot. You wasting an ad slot. You wasting another ad slot. Now your restaurant got bad reviews. So now you basically saying, yo, all right. What? That's why I'm an advocate of new pages sometimes. Start a new page. Everybody be like, well, I haven't got blase. Start a new page. You ain't making no money.
Yeah.
Stop being smart. You being
Yeah.
too smart. A sharp person gonna throw the page away. You being smart. That's the smartest thing you saying. I got 3,800 subscribers or I got X amount of subscribers. You being too smart, right? Instead of being sharp and saying, I'm not making money. If I throw the page, I'm already not making money. You lost nothing but your ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw the page away. Let's start over from scratch. That way your restaurant is new. I'm quick to throw a page away. I throw a page away at the click of a mouse. Give me a new one. But I have no fear. You know what I'm saying? I'm through pages away with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Give me a new one. I ain't built it right.
Do you have some students that will go through your cohort and they just sort of don't like their channels, don't like, you know, perform as well, like they don't make as much, what do you call it, progress as like some other people? Do you have that?
Well, no, I never done a cohort. This is my first cohort.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, now I can speak on my friends. Because of course my friends asked me to teach them how to YouTube, so I can speak on how my friends were successful.
Yeah. The reason why I'm asking too is because I have signed up for a course a year ago that was in 45 days get 10,000 subscribers, and I paid a lot of money for that course. So I'm just saying,
how much did you pay for it, Karen? How much?
I'm embarrassed to even like say this, but this is the truth, right? There are people out there doing that, right? So I'm just saying that.
Reva, I don't think she heard you. Go ahead.
How much did you pay?
Oh, thousands. It was literally I mean, like,
is it more than $5,000?
It was probably about, I would say, maybe about 4,000 American dollars, which is a lot in New Zealand dollars. But I know that, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of, that's double our currency kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So that to me feels like a lot. You know what I mean?
It is a lot.
Okay.
It is a lot of money.
Dude. It's a lot.
I'm going to give you an example. When you see stuff like that, right? When I see the 10,000 or you can learn how to, that's usually a grifter, right? And what I mean by
this person has got they've got lots of plaques. They're in the gaming, so most of their Discord are like gamers and stuff, but he's really branching out. So he's actually got the credentials, but just a massive overpromise, underdeliver. And I had quite a lot of challenging conversations with him about that, saying, because now he's changed the amount of days. But you know what I mean? I look at all those guys, like I look at the Shane Hummus stuff, I look at other people, blah, 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 you know, and it wasn't a Shane Hummus one, but I just, you know what I mean? Like I've taken a few courses before and I think, dude, like only one person's, you know, like, yeah.
So I used to manage YouTube talents too, right? So I got a little bit of an upper hand because I used to manage YouTube talents. But I stopped because you got to remember when you managing talents, they still talents. So if I got a good business brain, I can see somebody with the magic and I got enough science where I can link up with somebody's magic and I can go pull them in and say, we go make a lot of money. The only problem is, you know, what I told you, you make a lot of money, you go meet yourself, right? So I start walking people into self-destruction. So now you got to remember, if my livelihood depends on them showing up and now they self-destructive tendencies and taking over, it's almost like this is why the music industry look at artists as disposable assets, because if you don't look at them as disposable assets, you not gonna do good as a music exec, because they know an artist is gonna be an artist. There's nothing you can do. An artist is gonna always be an artist. And 99 out of 100 artists is gonna be an artist. I'm sorry, 99 of 100 artists. Lauryn Hill don't want to show up. Lauryn Hill don't want to show up to the shows. So imagine if that's your livelihood, is betting on Lauryn Hill to show up to the shows, right? Artists is gonna be an artist every time. So when you look at that, I look at it from a concept of when I was managing an artist, it was now some did extremely well, right? And then you got to the point where some didn't want to pay you, right? And the reason why they don't want to pay you, see, it's easy to give me, let's say if I take 10%, if you make $200, it's easy to give me $20. You see what I mean? What happened when you make $2 million? You gonna be able to give me my $200,000 with the same, or you gonna say I don't deserve it because I ain't really do nothing like that. I ain't do enough for the 200,000. But did you forget when you was making X amount of money? Did you forget who got the plane? They forget who got the plane off the ground.
Yeah.
So eventually the plane usually crashes. And when the plane crashes and they can't get it off the ground and they didn't learn financial literacy, they come back. But by then, it's like,
Yeah.
So I was like, God gave me enough talent where I can trust myself. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just as talented, let me just sing the song. I can sing the song too and go on tour and collect all the money. So I don't necessarily need the artist to make the money. So I was like, you know what? I got enough talent and skill in me that I could learn anything. But to answer your question about my friends, and this is to answer your question too, Danielle, because you asked me if I ever see somebody and they don't have it, right?
Yeah.
And this goes the same thing. So the least talented person that I that probably came to me for help in my friends group that I looked at and said, I can never, somebody asked me, I can see somebody with magic, but I don't know if they don't have magic. So it's a loaded answer because you're like, how can you see somebody with magic but don't know if they don't have magic? I said, because the least person that I would have looked at and said, I don't know the most, end up being the biggest, right? So she didn't become the biggest by mistake. She got that Tom Brady. She got that David Beckham. She has that effect where she would ask me, what are you listening to? What do you read? She would almost hound me on what I was learning. How do you learn? Teach me that. Show me that. I'll call her. She work her 9 to 5. She editing a video, teaching herself how to edit on the job. She was extremely, when I say extremely hungry. So when I look at that and I say, you may not be able to have all the magic, but you can beat your skill up so strong that it looks magic, right? And so when you get somebody with the obsessive gene, because I think that's almost a disorder in the brain, right? Because you get obsessed with the ability to do it. It's almost a disorder, right? Because they almost got a disorder that they like.
Your brain changes a bit, yeah.
Yeah, like I get obsessed with stuff. Like I'll be in the shower listening to the YouTube algorithm videos. I got the thing that holds my phone. Yeah. I can shower and do it at the same time. You know what I mean? So why would I not? I'm not just in the shower.
Yeah, it's downtime. Otherwise, shower time is downtime, right?
Exactly. So it's that same thing. So when I look at my friends, anybody, and this sounds arrogant, egotistical, I never met somebody that couldn't do it. Not connected to me. I never met somebody that can't do it. Now, can I walk everybody that if somebody say, yo, I give you $20,000 if you like stay with me and give me monetized and all that, I can't stay with you because at that moment it ain't worth my time value. The cohort I'm doing right now, I probably lose $50,000 just doing a cohort. It ain't because it ain't worth the time value.
For your time.
I can go do 10 videos.
So why are you doing the cohort? Why did you decide to do the cohort?
I give you an example, right? I told myself I was going to do, I wrote down I was going to do 100 one-on-one sessions. So I did 100 one-on-one sessions. And I stopped doing one-on-one sessions August. And this month right here, I stopped doing one-on-one sessions. If you go there, you can't book a one-on-one session. Then I'm going to move it to cohorts, right? Now, the reason I did that is because I need to see how people learn. I don't know how people learn, right, in this arena. So I need to know so not only when you sign anybody, some people in here signed up for my one-on-one session, they booked in the cohort too. They in the chat. I seen them. So I over deliver in my one-on-one sessions. If you book an hour, most of my joints went an hour and a half, 2 hours. They like, damn, he ain't even charged me for the extra for the 2 hours. And I respond to them in email and they do the homework that I gave them and all that. So I over deliver, but I want to see how they learn. Right. Yeah. So I'm taking notes on how everybody learns. So that way I know I can teach adequately. So once I feel like I can teach, now we go to the cohort. Now I got a few hundred people that apply for the cohort. Now I could have made $70,000, but that's going to be a burnout. It ain't worth 8 weeks of my time, right? To burn out that many times. Cause I would have to put multiple days. I would have to do probably about 4 or 5 days teaching on YouTube. And I'm not doing that because it's not my ministry. You see what I'm saying? That's not my ministry. I don't believe I was put here for that. So if I was put here for that, then I can cash out and make $1 million in the arena. That's how I feel. So, but that's not it. So I'm losing money. So then you say, if you lose the money, why even do the cohort? That's why I didn't make it a 60-person cohort. Because once I did the math, I looked at the math and said, I'm gonna lose too much money if I do a 60-person cohort, right? That's too much of my time value. Now I could get $70,000, but you making a nickel, losing $1, right? So everything is about the. Not everything is about the money, but when you run in the business, you have to look at the money. That's rule number one.
I think it's a time cost. There's a time cost factor. So it may not be about money, but your time equates to money. So you have to determine how you're going to spend your time because that's wasted opportunity or your opportunity has been lost because you have not focused in the right direction.
Correct.
And time is actually greater than money because you can make more money, but you can't make more time.
You cannot make more time, right? Or more health. But yes, I agree.
probably in about 18 months, I'll probably be making $100,000 a weekend on the road as a comedian. You get what I mean? So if the universe, and I always say this, right? And people don't like when I say the universe, especially devout Christians, right? Because they feel like I ain't giving credit to God, but God created the universe. I think they're blinded, right, by their religion. And I don't mean that, and people, that's a hard pill to swallow. But when you're looking at, I'm gonna give you an example. If you look at, and this is my opinion, and this may not be this may not be true at all, but this is my opinion. Because I ask myself, because I believe in it so strongly. I believe that you can manifest. God does not care about that I got a 5-story loft, or I got 5 cars in my garage. That's not a blessing. A house for somewhere to live is a blessing. A car to drive is a blessing. But me having this amount of cars or this amount of money is not a blessing. Did I bless somebody with it?
And do you know what?
Somebody?
And you can only drive one car at a time. You can only wear one watch at a time, right?
But it's not a blessing. It's not a blessing. Somebody like, oh, you blessed, you got this. That's not a blessing, because I didn't bless anybody with it. It didn't bless a thing. It just made me feel better. When I go start up that car and I go down the street and you got a kick back in the seat, it made me feel a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? But it's not actually a blessing. You think God skipped over the kid with cancer and said, you know what? Now get Trey the Lamborghini. No, I know the kid praying for cancer, but get him the Lamborghini, right? So I never actually pray for the materialistic things. I pray for the vision. I pray for the chin to be able to take the punch when I hit. I pray for the fortitude. I pray for the discernment. Those are all the attributes that I focus on praying for, right? The other stuff I can manifest and write down. God gave me the universe so I can bring anything to me that my heart desires, right? But I break it down step by step, and power is in the script, right? So if you study Hinduism teaches this a lot. But if you look at the religions that were mostly given to slaves, it doesn't teach this. And I wonder why. I wonder why, because hold on a second. Go ahead.
I want you to go there. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead and go there.
Yeah, and I wonder why, because if you gave something to a slave and he knew that he could control with his energy, he can control the outcome of his life, what would he do? He will rebel on you. So the non-slave religions teach mostly what I'm talking about. But the deep slave religions, the Christianities and the Muslims that were rooted in, I won't say rooted in slavery, but were given to slaves, they don't teach this. It got to be removed. See, so when you look at it, got to be removed to keep you a slave. It's impossible. If you get that to them, they know I die. That's why when Kanye say slavery is a choice, it is a choice. The other side is you die, right? But change it. Say, you know what, I die for this, right? But if your energy feels a certain type of way, this is why when you go to church, see, it's a book called Power versus Force, and it'll break down like all the it's a chart, the emotional chart, and every emotion, let me see. I know
have a counterbalance emotion. Is he getting the emotional chart? Like you get the feelings chart there?
Yeah. So this is let me find
it. The feelings wheel.
It's the colored chart with the
Danielle has the feelings wheel.
Listen.
Yeah.
So it gives you everything that the humans feel and what is how you vibrating, right? So you can vibrate at a certain level. Somebody ever walk in the room and they feel good? You're like, damn, something about that person, they just feel good. They vibrating at a higher level. Somebody ever walk in the room, they don't say nothing to you, they feel bad, right? Now, can't be scientifically proven, but you know your feelings is real. Nobody can scientifically prove that you can talk to yourself in your head. You can stop right now and say to everybody, stop for a second and say YouTube in your head. You heard yourself, right?
Yeah.
How is that possible? Right? How is that possible that you can hear yourself without hearing yourself? Right? But nobody can scientifically prove that you just heard yourself. We have no way of scientific. It's in your head, but we all know we can do it.
The conscious observer. It's a conscious observer. The conscious observer is energy.
What did it say?
Map of consciousness. I've never seen that before.
See that.
It's the map of conscious. It's the conscious observer, like you just said.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's what I just said. Oh, yeah. I already knew that. Like it's the conscious observer.
So it's the map of consciousness, and it tells you everything. It has everything that's written in the neutral, has what's written in the negative. And shame is the lowest feeling a person can feel. Shame, because it's called Power versus Force. It's a hard read in the beginning. The first 50 pages is gonna make you say it ain't for me. It took me so long to get past the first 50 pages. I almost put it down. But once I got past there, the read picked up. I was like, bro, you could have worked, because he speaks. He didn't dumb the book down at all, right? You remember, I'm kind of slow. You got to dumb it down for me.
Who wrote that?
Is
it Robert Greene? It's not a Robert Greene book, is it?
It's not a Robert Greene. That's my man's David Hawkins.
Oh, David Hawkins. Oh Lord, here we go. Yeah.
Not Stephen Hawkins.
Oh
David.
Lord,
So
here we go. David Hawkins.
why did you pick that book, and why did you persevere up through the first 50 pages?
Power. I'm putting it in the chat. So
Well,
what's the power?
It took me a few
Power
years to
versus
actually read it. Like I tried to read like the first 10 pages, like, nah, this trip, he tripped.
Yeah, exactly.
And so then I picked it up
Hard.
again, and then
It's hard. Yeah.
I put it down and I picked it back up during COVID, and I was like, let me give it another shot. And then once I gave it another shot, once I gave it another shot, and I was like, oh, this is it right here, because it made me, it is real, in my opinion, right? And so you can control whatever you want to. You can control your emotions. You can control whatever you want, right? So the universe works in vibrations. It does not care about good or evil. It's not that type of thing. So that's why what you put in, you get out. So it doesn't care. So if I tell the universe, if I want to be the biggest comedian in the world, but then I go bring 100 people in to do the cohort, what did I just tell the universe? If all my energy is going to working on a cohort and teaching people on YouTube, but I'm aspiring to be the
But you
one
don't
of the
want to
biggest,
be a comedian.
Exactly. So what is the universe gonna give me?
No
It's gonna
success.
give
Well, it's
No,
not
no
going to give you
success
either
for a
because we have not
comedian,
defined what
No
you
opportunity.
No,
have not.
Pause real fast. It's gonna give me. No, it does. It doesn't give you. It's gonna give you what you do. It's gonna give you exactly what you do. It does not care about what you. It doesn't care about what you want to do. It gives you what you do. So if I
Yeah.
teach YouTube and all I do is teach YouTube, it's gonna give me that. It's gonna give me the success in the arena that I'm performing in. It gives you exactly what you do. You tell it what you want, and it gives you what you tell it. You don't
Do
verbally
what you
tell it. You tell it through the actions. When I write down this in these
Actions,
notebooks,
right?
and I write down here,
Energy,
this is
frequency.
vibrations.
Yes.
Script is the most
Yep.
powerful vibration you can have. See, Reva, when you
Yes.
write
My
in that,
journal. A sub
yeah,
journal.
you wanna know why
Writing,
script is?
scripting.
Yeah, you wanna know why that's the most powerful? I know they say the tongue is the most powerful thing. No, script is the most powerful thing. You wanna know why? Because you talk directly to your subconscious when you journal. You are talking to yourself. Remember, I just told you to say YouTube. You just talk directly. Yeah, hop in.
Can I just add, just for me though, I journal, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like pen to paper is on another level. You can write notes in your phone all
Because
day.
it's energy. You're actually energy and motion.
Pen to paper is everything.
You can
It
feel
just does something else.
You can
Yes.
feel it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I started doing was when I started reading, when I locked myself in my father's basement, quote unquote, right? I started reading a lot of books. I started reading a lot of books, right? And so once I started reading a lot of books, I was reading about manifestation, law of attraction, all that, but I was already doing this. This almost shocked me a little bit, right? So I was reading about the books, but I felt like I was like, damn, I was doing already what these books talk about. So I felt like God gifted me the ability to already like innately know to do it. But once I learned how to hone it, I was on a different level. But I've been writing everything what we're talking about since I was a kid. Like everything I do, I write. You know what I mean? So I've been doing this since I was a child. So if I may be a 12-year-old or 13-year-old and I'm writing down all the steps it's gonna take me to do X, Y, Z, and then I'm performing them the same way. And so I'm like, I've been talking to the universe since I was a kid. That's why I've always been able to do what I wanted to do, what I desired to do. But I got notebooks. I got like storage units of notebooks from like decades of me writing and just filling up the notebooks. Every day I would write about what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do.
And Sam Ovens, he just says to this day, he has a notebook in his pocket and a pen. And then he gets sucked into these videos about the Notion templates, and he finds himself like, should I need that Notion template? Like he really gets drawn into but he goes, actually, he just does use a notebook.
Yeah.
I agree, Karen, with that. I've tried to use, so this ties into what Trey was saying, that when he was a kid, he would write down everything. I used to help Danielle with her YouTube channel. She would help me with my actual life. And I used to write down things from when I was a kid. And I was very, very intentional and orderly when I was a kid, that I would write down specifically in this column what I'm doing, and it had to be on this line. So it was very intentional and specific all the way in my life. So a little bit OCD, but I was always working with systems. I say all that to say that I think sometimes the tools, there's so many tools and stuff like that that are out there nowadays, Poppy AI, whether it be Notions. I try to use Notions. I like my Google Calendar, and I like a notebook. So that's my question to Trey. What do you use as a person, as a creator? I'm not talking about just YouTube. As a business person who happens to use content as one of the vehicles, how do you rule and run your life? Like, what are the tools that you use?
Whiteboard.
What does your day look like in the tools that you use?
Oh, whiteboard. Yeah, love a whiteboard.
I'll show you. I got.
Show us your whiteboard.
All right.
Show us your whiteboard.
I really want a whiteboard.
Do all of y'all have a
actually
whiteboard? I got my whiteboard right there. You got a whiteboard there?
I know, but you know what?
Peter?
I've only ever bought like cheap ones.
I got a whiteboard. Are we bringing our whiteboard on screen?
Yeah,
where's your journal?
Decent one. Yeah.
You got your journal?
Went on to Audible and bought the book that he was talking about. So
you just bought it, Peter?
On Audible, yeah.
Peter's an action man.
I can listen to it.
Play. Yeah, I'm gonna order the book. So
no,
I'll be ordering the book.
It's actually
book club.
So cheap. It's less than $20.
Oh, I agree, Danielle. That's so.
You know what,
good.
Trey needed an affiliate link for that book. Trey, Peter's just gone and bought the Audible.
Do you have an affiliate link for the book, Trey?
Power versus Force. You should have had an affiliate link.
Right, like we're buying the book. We're gonna do a book club.
Karen is thinking in business.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking of business, man.
I am too. I'm actually an Amazon affiliate, so I put it in my cart and I will be sharing.
Did you already put it?
I was just gonna say that. I
already put it in my cart.
Put it. Use your share link so you get the money.
Somebody.
Yes. Let her get it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So I got
a
whiteboard action, man.
That's your whiteboard.
So I wake up. That's what I'm saying. Let me finish. What I just bought a new one.
We're just too excited. We're interrupting.
I just bought a new one. My old one. Hold on. I'll tell you my old one.
You just bought a new one.
My old
Let me get my whiteboard. Hold on. Let me see. Look, can I one up here? Oh, what's on there? Let me see.
Well, nothing. This is me.
He broke his whiteboard.
Okay. Reva's trying to get some intel.
I got like 5 whiteboards.
Oh my god!
I gotta see. Take a screenshot.
That's a whiteboard.
So this is Learn with Trey, and then this is.
Oh yes, the cohort. Let's take a screenshot. That's what we need.
Goals: 150 applications, 30 students, 5 scholarships. So you gotta get something back. If the universe gives you gotta get back, right? And that's what people don't. They don't make enough universal deposits, right? So, but I cut it to 15 students, but I'm still gonna do the five scholarships, even though I cut it to 15 students. And then I write down like all the stuff I was gonna do to advertising. But because I was cutting it down, I ain't have to do all the stuff to advertise. So
right.
So I ain't have to do all that. Then I
love it.
I got my like my other comedy, my comedy
5 whiteboards.
Say what?
You've got like 5 whiteboards.
Yeah, I got like 5 whiteboards. So I got like different things. This is my comedy whiteboard right here. It got like all the stuff I'm gonna do comedy wise, and all the tools I have. I write down my tool set, and then when I write down my tool set, I write down what I don't have, and then I go one by one and grab what I don't have.
So
okay,
I got a question about his the comedy. So when is your next gig?
What does that mean?
I'm talking about your stand-up, your show.
Oh, my next show? I don't know. I don't know. So what I do is I tour, right? So let me rephrase this. So when you say next gig, this is why I say, what does that mean? I can go right now and go get on stage. So sometimes I don't know if people are asking about that, or they asking when I say I'm a tour and I set up a tour when I'm gonna have a show, or when I'm gonna travel and do a show, or when I'm going to actually do a show locally where I'm at, or when the next time I'm getting on stage. So that's all different things. So that's why when I say, what do you mean when you say, what's your next gig? Is it when my boy booked me and I'm doing 15 minutes on his show? Or is it when I'm headlining and I'm traveling to New York and I'm doing an hour on that show when you say next gig?
That's
you know what I mean?
That would be
all of that,
that's a lie. All of that's a lie.
Going? Tell us.
You say what?
Oh, all of that I said, Reva, but just what's your next plan? And I've got a question after this too.
Okay. My next plan, well, right, the plan stand-up wise, you mean the plan or you mean the show? Like when is my next show?
Yeah, like when is your next comedy anything?
Probably Tuesday. I'm gonna get on stage Tuesday just to work out. So what happens with comedians, what you don't see is we have to work the jokes out. So it's like a practice room. We have to get on stage and work the jokes out. So when you see the comedian doing the stage and it looks all organic and he's interacting with the crowd, none of it is organic. I've been here 100 times. I've seen every response I'm gonna see from this joke. So it looks like when you see the lady with the blase, he was so good off the top of his head because the lady, well, I already did it 100 times. So I know every response the audience gonna give me.
Yeah.
So it's like, it looks like it's off the top, but it's not off the top. And I've done it 100 times. So I go work the joke out, and when I work the joke out, then I can go X, Y, and Z and say, okay, let me go tour now. When I feel like the hour is solid enough, where I feel like if somebody pay, I can over deliver. And they be like, damn, I should have paid more.
Matt Rife makes it look easy, and nobody sees all the hours he puts in behind the scenes.
It's the same with YouTube. If I'm teaching you how to YouTube, and then I say I can get how I got a channel monetized in 10 days or X, Y, Z, and then you see my channel blow up, and you like, damn, he's saying this while he came into the space with 3 videos and rippled everybody. You know what I mean? With everybody ripple, and he only has 4 or 5 videos, it looks easy. Like Peter is saying, it looks easy, but in reality, they didn't see since 17 years.
No. Right. Okay. Yeah. Trey, how can people get funnier?
To get on stage more.
Have you ever been asked that question? Just like how the ordinary person in their life, you know, like how can they just sort of like just cultivate being a bit funnier?
Yeah. You mean, what do you mean by funny? Like the ordinary person? Are they trying to do stand up, or are they just trying to be funny?
No. Just like, let's say YouTubers, for example, you know, like I hear some people talk about, someone's got a, you know, like Reva's funny, you know, like people have just got a bit of a funny bone. Maybe they practice it a lot and do stuff, you know, like what would you advise just to the ordinary person? Because a lot of YouTubers would love to be able to, like, you know, dial up their humor and be a bit funnier in their videos and stuff. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but you don't have to.
Let's say we're talking about YouTubers. How can YouTubers just develop the, you know, the skill of being a bit funnier? You know,
it depends on what they're aiming for, right? So sometimes we look at certain tools, and that's not our strong tool. So I always ask people, why are we using that tool? So if I know I'm a humorist, of course I can start off and do a sketch in the middle of me teaching YouTube, because I've been doing sketches for 20 years. You're not gonna be able to out sketch me. So I'm just throwing little snippets of my sketches in my YouTube videos. And you're like, damn, be kind of funny, right? But if you're saying how can a person get funnier, they gotta. If you look at my first sketches, they terrible. Like if you go back to 2008 when I was posting sketches on YouTube and I watch them now, I cringe. I'm like, this is terrible. You know what I mean? But that's through years of me doing sketches and time. And you go to now, some people they magically good. That's what I mean by God gave them it in the beginning. They magically good. But in order to, if you're saying, how can I get funnier? That's a skill set. So you can master, say, let me practice on being funny and work on my time. A lot of comedians are not funny in real life.
No,
a lot of your favorite comedians are not like naturally funny people. They're not going to have.
I know. And do you know what too? You see it too. Like they'll go on like these talk shows or whatever. Yeah. But people are just like, be funny, be whatever. And they're like, dude, I'm just like lining up to buy ice cream or something. I'm being a dad right now or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but I see them like Jerry Seinfeld, massive introvert, you know. People see Jerry, they're all excited. He's just like, you know, that's why he doesn't love people. You know what I mean? Because they're annoying, you know. They don't get it. They don't get him. Yeah. But so like, do you have any tips for people? Like, I don't know, like, for example, one of the things that I think of is like, you know, I like listening to podcasts, and we do have a question actually. Do you have a podcast?
No, I don't have a podcast.
No, because Krista was asking that. But, you know, like, for example, if you listen to like Kevin Hart, I used to like listening to his podcasts, and then I think he took the focus off doing them and they just repeat now and everything. But, you know, like, I think if you just expose yourself to funny stuff, then you can, I don't know, like, do you have any tips for YouTubers who just want to be a little bit funnier?
No.
I would say just say the
first.
I don't have.
No, that's
No. Outside of do some sketches and press. So no, funny is a skill set, right? So comedians go on stage 100 times before he can even be funny. Yeah. Most comedians, you can look at a comedian and know how many years they've been doing comedy based off how they perform and how they hold a mic. So it looks like a comedian is naturally 99.9% of comedians aren't naturally able to do that. That is something. That's why most of them are narcissistic.
Exactly. Yeah.
Most comedians are very narcissists because you have to be a narcissist to do the profession, because you have to be so trash and so narcissistic that you can overcome your ability to be trash.
Yeah. And you know what? And come back and take another risk, because it's risk taking, isn't it?
Yeah, but they don't even feel like it's a risk. They feel like, oh, I was funny. But they weren't funny.
Like funny, but you don't get me. It's your fault.
You gotta it's almost like you gotta have, because narcissists they don't have good awareness, self-awareness, right? Comedians have very great awareness of the world, but they don't have they self-awareness is terrible, right? And I can say this because I'm in the profession. Like when I'm around, like your self-awareness is, how could you not see? How could you not see that, right? So you got to be able to like bomb and be okay. And they narcissistic enough where they can be bombing and it may hurt them in a split second, but it will wear out quick. They Wolverine when it comes to the emotion.
Can I reframe that question really quickly, just to ask something like the spinoff? Would you suggest, because my question when I hear it is, why do you want to be more funny, right? Do you suggest that people lean into their natural gifts and talents? Like if you are not, like for me, I can be very intellectual. That is the way that I think. That's the way I am. Yeah. And so when people be like, use smaller words, and I'd be like, you going to learn today? Because I'm not going to, there's a population of people that get me, they understand me, we vibe together. And so somebody was like, okay, I need you. Now, I don't want to be so far away from people that I'm not touchable, but I don't know that I would seek to be something that I'm not. So I guess the question is, what is your take on that?
Well, I'm gonna explain. So, Karen, when you're asking the question, you haven't actually phrased the question for yourself. You say people, right? But you asked it 3 times, so I assume that you're talking about you, right? So if you're asking about you, I can give you an answer. But if you're asking about people, you asking me to give a broad. That's why I know. So that's why when you said for people, it's like no, because I don't know what field and what their interactions is. But if you're talking about you specifically, right, I would ask you what's the need. So if it was talking about you specifically, I would go into the need, as Danielle would say, what's the need of being funny? What's the need of being more funny? And then we go into need, and then we fit and we paste the need in. So a minute ago, Danielle, in the very beginning, she had used the word, but I was like, hold on.
Hold on.
I was literally, I tell you what.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I really was just asking.
Join me on Sunday for Lexicon Lounge, where we will be going over some words. I have a whole game show. So join me over there.
The reason why I asked is because I was just sort of generally asking for the chat, is because this is my personal view. I have got an impression that people value the quality of people being funny, like people appreciate it, and I've even heard Jerry Seinfeld say, like, yeah, I know I'm a big swinging dick, man, because I know what I'm giving you is worth way more than your $100,000 a ticket to come to my show. You know what I mean? Like his tickets are expensive now. So he's like, I know the value of what I'm bringing, and it's way more than what you're paying, right? So I guess the reason why I asked is that I do hear a lot of people say things like, oh, I wish that I could be funny like such and such. Oh, my jokes always fall flat. And I see people make attempts at humor and things like that. So it is something that fascinates me, you know what I mean? And I have read books about it. So I was more just generally saying, as a comedian, do you have any tips for the general population? Like, is there anything that normal people can do to try and just build up their little being funny skill or ability? That's why I was asking.
I can answer that. That I do have an answer for. So I can tell you what I do, right? So because I'm an introvert, and I don't have coworkers, right? So I could go 2 weeks without actually being in a room with a person. By mistake, I can go 3 weeks without actually being in the room with a person. So and you got to realize I'm gonna lose my human ability to interact because the brain's not made to be on an island for that long.
You're literally like someone living that RV life, because I saw a video of someone going, I talk to myself because I'm in an RV and I live alone. So you're literally like that guy. You're in the basement, just your own basement.
Is exactly right until I come out. So what I do sometimes is I crack jokes in public. So I catch my time in public. I hold the door open for a lady. Let's say you walking through the door. You kind of far back, but I'm holding the door. You see I'm holding the door open for you. Hurry up. But I'm being
exactly.
You see what I mean? So that's
You're killing me. Yeah.
Hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Before I get mad. And then it's like they look up there and then they start laughing because I start smiling. So it's the timing, because you could control people's thoughts with your facial expressions. So it's the timing of the facial expression, right? Yeah. We knew that when we put on masks. Remember when everybody had on a mask and you knew how much how much you can tell somebody was smiling by the eyes? and you like, yo, the facial expression is almost an energy just from the eyes up. You can tell when somebody was mad, you can tell when they were smiling. So it's the same way. I work on my time in their restaurants. You know, like last night I was eating at a restaurant and the bartender said, "You okay?" I said, "Nah." And she said, I said, "Oh, you mean about the food?" "Oh yeah, the food straight, the food straight." And then she started laughing because it's like, she's like, "Oh damn, I thought you were at a therapy session." Nah, I'm not. It's not. But that's me working on my timing. You know,
Totally right.
Somebody may come. I may be eating the food and she said, "You still working?" Not right now, but you know, I'm just in between job situations. But I ain't letting it get me down. You know, it's corny. I'm working on, and she'll start laughing. It's the timing. It's like me working on my timing in real life. So it's like I do that so I can keep my comedic timing going on when I'm not on stage. Like I work out in front of on people doing a daily.
Yes, and I think that's what I meant before when I said it's taking a little risk. It's like a little, like, do you know what I mean? And it's just that little, like, in your mind, you might think, oh, I think that this might be funny. Give it a bloody go, man, right? Just say it, right? Because you're not saying something that's going to offend the person. You're just trying to lighten their day a little bit, right?
Right. Sometimes they miss.
Sometimes
I miss him for that.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
That's just on time, because I was gonna say, like, I have the same thing. I'm kind of witty and comedic timing.
Yeah.
Like, you have to read the room and kind of know when to take that risk. But the learning curve there is, if you're taking those risks and you're not landing the joke, or you know, the response from the other person repetitively is not, it's not received well, stop doing it. Because people, for me, and sometimes I don't even know, like, it'll just come to my brain, like whatever's happening, and I'll just say something and they'll just start laughing, like, "Oh my God, you funny as hell." Da, da, da. And I'm like, oh, I just said whatever I said. But if you have to read the people's response, if they feel offended or they didn't laugh or they make a face, stop.
Yeah.
The people will tell you, and that'll keep you going. They'll let you know.
I was dating a girl, right? And I went to her house to meet her mother. Their last name's Jones. So her mother was upstairs, and then she was like, "Mom, we here." And then her mother's like, I'm coming. And I'm like, "Man, Joe, you sound just like your daughter." But my girl face, right? And her mom didn't hear me, but her mom, I said, "Man, Joe, you sound just like your daughter." Right? So my girl, and when her mom came down the steps, she's like, "What he say? I ain't hear him."
You're sounding just like your daughter when things are going real well.
Yeah. So, but the look on my girl's face, like, "Stop, don't do that." You know what I mean? Like,
I do that. That's my mom.
So
that's my mom.
Yeah, so I, you know what I mean? But I said it enough where I knew her mother probably couldn't hear me, but I knew she was going to hear me. But her mother heard I said something. But mom was like, "What he say? I ain't hear him. What he say?" He ain't say nothing, Mom. You know what I mean? But that's the witty part of just it's like on the fly. But that's my wit speaking out loud, because I only have a half a second to land the joke. Now the joke landed. Exactly. It did land. It just didn't land for my girl.
But also you knew just to fire it out real fast, like the timing, right? Like you didn't think about it and then, like, you know, a minute later.
Exactly, because it's gone. It's gone. It's gone at that moment. But see how you all laugh because you processed it.
I clutched my pearls.
I'm so sorry. Her last name was Jones. So it says Trey be thinking of his thoughts he gonna have next week. Today, that man lives in his head in a good way. Is that somebody that knows you?
Yeah. I know Danielle. They used to actually help me write Keisha sketches. She's a good friend.
Did she have a channel?
Write the sketches. Now she ain't got a channel, but she
write sketches. Oh, okay.
She used to help me write my Keisha sketches. Wow. So if you get an audience, you call out to your audience to help you. So I called out to my audience to help me, and then I will pay her to help me write. Because once you build an audience, there's somebody in your audience that can help you.
Oh, say that again.
Build within.
Yeah, that's one of your.
Listen, Trey, we gotta have a talk, Trey. I gotta call him.
I know we've been on here 2 hours. I know y'all. I feel like I just talked our heads off, so I apologize.
All right, so what are some of the tips? Now I know this is such a broad question, but do you what are some, obviously we've got heaps of YouTubers in our chat, but what are some basic sort of tips that you say to people when they ask you, how can I make my channel better? Because like a bunch of comments have come through. Some people are saying, like I did see one a wee while ago that someone said, since June, I've posted 5 or 6 videos. I haven't had any views. I think I've been doing everything right. What am I doing wrong? Like, do you have any sort of thing at the top of your head? I know those are big, giant questions, but
you look for a master, or you look for a grandmaster, right? You want to look for a grandmaster, but that's a little rare to find. So a grandmaster has to have around 20 years and 50,000 hours, right? A master has to have about we got 10 years or 10,000 hours. You know how it usually goes. Now a master can show you how to do what they do. They master the art of what they do. A grandmaster can show you things that he's not a master of, right? So a grandmaster may not be able to dunk like that, but he know how to get you to dunk like that. It's like Tom Brady would be a grandmaster, right? Tom Brady does not have physically all the tools, but he can look at somebody that physically has all the tools and be like, look, you can do what I can't do. So let me show you how to do. If I could do that, I would have been out of here. Tom Brady can't run like Michael Vick, but imagine if Tom Brady can run like Michael Vick, it'll probably be the greatest QB. He already the greatest QB we've ever seen, but I'm just giving you a gist of the numbers that he would have would be astronomical. But he can still teach Michael Vick how to use his own tools and tools that Tom Brady never had. So a grandmaster can teach you things that they not necessarily had. So even though I don't have a podcast, I can go with Sydney and show my best friend Sydney how to make his podcast get off the ground, right? But that's 20 years of me, 17 years on YouTube, 20 years of entrepreneurship. I can look at that. So you want to find those. You don't want to find someone that's over-promising you. Over-promising is a sign that he's trying to grip you, right? So that's why you see when Karen, when you say with Trey, it's very broad on your thing when it says one-on-one session. Like you almost not promising anything. I almost don't know what I'm gonna get for talking to you, right? You see, I'm never really too salesy. Like I'm never, but I sell out. It's a psychological aspect to that I'm never overly selling. You're not gonna see a bunch of tutorials when you come on my page. You're not gonna see a bunch of reviews. You're not going, hey man, this is what you look at. Take it or leave it. You know what I mean? Over here I was speaking. That was the commercial right there. Over here now I could put 5, 2, 5, and the
reviews.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't saying something's wrong with that. I'm just telling you the aspect that I went in.
No.
Somebody said this really is a sample of the cohort. So exciting. East T Tree. What's your name? What's that name that you booked the cohort under? So I could, because I don't.
So you know the people that's in your cohort, yeah.
I know the people.
Yeah, so ET Tree, drop it in the chat.
Yeah.
So that
Mahogany Jones, yeah, I know Mahogany. I think people shocked that I actually can't. Yeah, I know her videos off the top of my head too.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. I was creating or stressing in the middle of the night. I woke up and was like, hey, I need to do something. I sent out an email, I think it was, because I'm always up early in the morning working, or I go to bed early, but I wake up very early and I'm working very early. I have coffee with Christ in the morning because I believe in Christ consciousness. That's what we were talking about, like that elevated consciousness, right? And then I start creating because I get the download so early, and then I start emailing people. So I was like emailing Trey. I was emailing New Zealand. Karen over there, and people were just like, so Trey said to me, kind of like, yeah, you're never gonna sleep because you're a creative. Like creators create, they don't sleep, like real creators. So welcome to the club kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, do I really want this life?
Yeah.
I feel like
did you tell them what time it is? Tell them what time it was.
I think it was 3:00 in the morning.
It was 3 in. It was 4 while I was there.
It was 3.
So I'm up and she's up. We both up.
And you responded like then, but it was very encouraging. It was like encouraging, but then I got scared because I was like, yeah, I said in my conscious that I want to level up. Like I want to level up. That's why I'm bold. Karen said to me, man, you just asked a question, Rob the Maritimer on the spot. Why? Because I know my assignment. Like when you know your assignment, it's not ego. It's you're operating in your assignment. So you just open your mouth and the thing will flow out, right? Like it'll happen. So I reached out to Trey. I was like, that was a while back. I was like, Trey, like I want to interview you. I'm going to interview another guy too, like Mr. Skinny TV. Like, but these are people we've been building relationships down in the comments. So when I say like, I'm just like I'm not a guru. I'm not any of that. I help people to get better than where they were yesterday. Like I teach what I know. I'm not a guru because I'm trying to grow as well. So I reach out to people who's already growing ahead of me, who I think I can trust. So I looked at Trey. We got some commonalities. The main one was he was funny. He was practical. He was regular. He looked regular. And he was funny. And I was like,
as
oh, he was
regular as
confident.
Usher looks, right? And
He
sounds.
was regular. But then listen to
A
this.
regular guy.
Let me tell you, I like weirded myself out. I know I'm all over the place, but I get excited when I talk about like opportunity, because that's what I'm talking about, is seizing the opportunity and getting past yourself. When you can recognize the open door, you walk through that door. So I saw his content and I was like, yo, I'm just gonna like hit him up in his comments. Like, so start like, it wasn't undermining. I wasn't trying to get anything. I was just like truly inspired. And then I looked, I was like, damn, he's got like 7 videos. He got like a bazillion subscribers. I got 374 videos.
I know.
I was like, that's so amazing.
Reva leans into the parasocial relationships, Reva.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but what does that mean?
Parasocial relationship. Parasocial relationship. Oh, just when people get to know, like we watch creators and we're commenting and we're chatting and we feel like we know them.
Yeah.
But I had already I gave this story, Reva. I had already like had you up to do a live with, like on the board, before you even like reached out to me, right? So I give you a story like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson with the juvenile detention center. That's where he learned to box. Somebody taught him to box. They were like, if you be good, I teach you how to box. So he was like, yo, he said, be good, I teach you how to box. One of the guys that work at the jail. So Mike was no. What Customato yet? Right? So it's before he got to Customato.
Oh, so this was the guy who took him to Customato.
The guy that took him, yeah. So he was in the juvenile detention center. The guy was like, be good, and Mike was good. So he taught him to box. He said, you be good another month, I take you upstate to meet Customato, right? Now Mike Tyson, Joe Rogan asked Mike Tyson, was like, yo, was Customato looking for you, or did he ever say like he was like, he said, what's the odds of you showing up? And then Mike Tyson was like, he said he summons me. Right? So when Customato said I was gonna have the youngest heavyweight champion of all time, and he knew he was getting older and his time was running out. He's like, I'm getting older, so he got to be the youngest heavyweight champion because I don't have enough years, to make to watch him fight at 20. Mike Tyson was whooping guys at 19 years old. You see what I mean? That's a kid, really. If you think about it, that's a kid fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world. Yeah. It's a teenager. That's a 20-year-old. So he had to be the youngest heavyweight champion in order for Customato to see him, because Customato only had enough time. He beat
Trevor Burbick, I think.
Yeah. So I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan, right? But Customato
was a huge boxing fan.
Me too. So I used to actually box, but that's the.
Me too.
For real, Peter, you familiar with Deontay Wilder?
Oh yeah.
Me and him come out of the same gym. We come out of the same gym. Yeah, coincidentally, we come out of the same exact gym, right?
He had 3 amazing fights with Tyson Fury.
Yeah. I hate you from the UK, right? You're from the UK. I hate that. Listen, I went down there and saw him the first Fury fight, right? Because my dad asked he could he take this off topic. I apologize, y'all, but my dad asked could I take him to see the champ? My dad asked first, can I get him to sign the gloves? I said, yeah. He said, you think I can get a picture with him? I said, yeah. So I took all my family down there, and I don't like doing that, doing the fight camp. Because I'm like, bro, you're supposed to be focused. I feel like you should be all the way focused, right? Doing fight camp. Yeah. And when I took my dad down there, like Deontay was very welcoming, but I knew then he was in trouble. I'm like, we getting too comfortable. Like, I feel like doing fight camp is supposed to be nothing. Nobody's supposed to be here. Like, I look over there, your girl over there lacing up gloves, you helping your girl. She's not even supposed to be in here. What we doing? Like, but that's neither here nor there, Peter. We'll have that conversation later. But I was just, I can talk about boxing all day. I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh my God. I was like,
but
wait, I was on the board.
Noticed that all of our names have disappeared from the screen.
I did.
Oh, that's just when there's a comment up. That's just when we're up in the comments.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. But we just gone and put them in the comments.
Yeah, I dropped them in the comments. Wanted to know.
I'm sorry. to bring that full circle about the Mike Tyson story, the reason I brought that up is because it goes back to the law of attraction and manifesting, right? So Mike had to be good to meet Customato, and Customato had to be manifest. That's why he felt he summoned this Mike, because he'd been saying, I've been writing it down. And when Mike said when Customato passed, he saw a bunch of books on manifestation and mental aspects and war and law of attraction. Customato had a lot of those books. So that's why when he saw Mike, he knew, he said, okay, this is the one I summoned this kid. This kid just didn't coincidentally, that's how Customato felt. He didn't coincidentally fall. So when I write out everything I'm gonna do with the Learn with Trey, and I put Reva's name and she slides in my email and say, yo, can we do a live? And a piece of me is saying I summons her. You know what I mean? Like she just beat me to the punch. I was already gonna do a live. She just don't know it yet because I already wrote that down. You see, that's why I'm on your channel. I can show her. I actually emailed somebody that was in one of your lives before I even started the channel. And I was like, yo, I'm looking for this, not you Reva. I was looking for this other lady's channel. And I was telling her, I was like, yo, I think Reva like introduced her in her live one time, but I can't think of her name. And I was asking a girl, do you remember her name? It was just random, but I got the email. And then, but that was it. If I got it, I can let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on.
Oh,
that's
keep talking.
Crazy. That's crazy. So like,
I'll show you.
So while I'm talking about that, I want to talk. So people would start asking me early on in my journey. I say early on, like when I got serious about YouTube, and part of that was I just had to say it because that's what I did. Like I prayed and I manifested, and I said it on my videos. Yeah. Like I said it in the videos. That I manifested that channel. Like I manifested the videos, the views and monetization. But like what I always say is like faith without works is dead. So I applied the faith, but then I applied the works of the believing, right? The believing, like Daniel says, sowing the seed was, okay, I did all this work. Like I made a spreadsheet, I did all the math, I did all the statistic analysis of the math that I would need in order to get monetized. And it was never about the money. It was about winning. It was about not wanting to get to that 365-day mark and had to feel like I was hustling backwards because I would have to do another video in order for me to not lose watch hours. So it was never, because I didn't even know about like how much you make on YouTube. It was never about the money because I had no idea. I knew about the $100 threshold, but after that, I didn't know about the money. I didn't know about the potential. I didn't know that. I mean, I would say stuff in my spirit. I would manifest. I would write down, right? I wrote down, oh my God, let me tell you guys. I wrote down something later and I put it in a video and I said, patience is the key. Oh, it's right here. This was in a video. It said, just this part was in a video. I didn't write this part. This was in one of my earlier videos, just this part, right? I had not filled up this other part, and then I got to this because I was journaling, right? I was journaling, and then I got back to this, and it said, be patient. Guess you guys like, this is so deep right here.
Yeah.
This was in a video back in November of 2024. Just this part on one of my little old cringy videos. It was in a video, and I did not have 10,000 subscribers back then. And I was going through a hard time here lately. I've been journaling, calling those things that be not as though they are, manifesting my greatness. And then boom, I was having a, like, what do you call it? Just a little blockage, some trials, all this stuff that's happening. And I'm still scrolling. And into today, I got to this page and this is what it said to me, for me to be patient.
Yeah.
My own words from back last year when I wrote this in a video came back to me last week when I almost gave up on YouTube, when I almost gave up on relationships like that were not serving me, like I've had to shed some things, yes. But when I was at my lowest point, the manifested word of God came back to me. The manifested word of God through me, because y'all think it's like, oh, it's so woo-woo. No, it's in you. It's not woo-woo, It's in you. Came back and spoke to me and said, be patient. And it was like 4:00 in the morning. I was like, whoa. So it's always deeper. You got to go a little deeper with this thing called being a creator. That's why I do certain things. The first digital product I made was called being a conscious co-creator. I did that intentionally because I believe we have the ability to create, right? It's innate in all of us. We just haven't tapped in. Maybe.
Correct.
Or we haven't tapped in deeper.
We were
maybe.
put on
Right.
earth to create.
I believe that too.
God wants us
So I'm
to
just
be
saying, like
creative.
all of that manifesting, you know, these relationships is what I'm calling it,
Yeah.
because it's bigger than a video. It's bigger than a dollar bill. I'm gonna tell
See,
you
let me
that.
show you.
It's bigger
Let me
than
show
a
you
dollar
something.
bill. Yeah.
Let me show you something real fast. I don't mean to cut you off, but I am cutting you off.
No, it's all good.
Just, can you see that? Can you see the date on that?
Was it saying I want it like super big on the thing? Oh, is that our email? Oh yeah.
Can y'all see?
Yeah. What's
We
time
can
you
is
see
see
the
the
date?
writing, but we can't see the
No,
date.
can't see the date.
Is it a way that I can put it in the? Hold on, let me, because I can usually
Yeah,
get the
if you
Zoom
hit
link.
share screen, you should hit. Oh no, she can't. Hit
Yeah,
share
you
screen because
can.
you're not-
He can take controls. I think now maybe.
Let me see if
but
I
then
can get
he's
the
not
focus right.
sharing
Sometimes I
screen.
can get the focus
Oh,
right.
there we
Sometimes I
go.
can't.
Yeah.
There we go. What date is
There we
that?
go. I figured it out. It was something
But look at
reveals.
the
Reba reveals
But what's the date on that? Look at the top of the date.
the date.
I can't see the
Is it
date.
Is it the
April
top?
1?
Yeah, April 1. That's April the 1st, right?
This year, is
What?
it?
You
This-
guys,
Is
you guys
this-
can zoom in on. You guys can take your fingers and zoom in. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay. So what
April
I'm doing is
1st.
April
Oh,
the
don't
1st.
tell me that. I'm trying to zoom in on my TV monitor.
I mean, I can
I
zoom
know.
in.
So
I don't
this is
know.
Okay,
me.
Trey, I've got it. Trey,
It
Trey, I've
says
got it.
I can even
We'll
read it.
take
It
a
says I
screenshot-
figured it
take a
out.
Screenshot photo
What does
and
it
then
say,
expand it.
CC? Hold
Just
on.
read it. Read it out to him.
Okay,
So
it says I figured it out. It was Reva reveals. I could have been in her comment section, or I could be wrong altogether. LOL. And you're welcome. Well, that was that's the first one. Okay. Do you want me to read?
You
Okay.
yeah.
This
This is the
says
lady.
happy to hear you found her. I love Reva. I can't see that other word over there. She's amazing. How are you making me? I can't see. Can you like?
Oh, my bad. I zoomed in.
Come
too
That's
on,
much.
Trey.
Danielle, that's insane.
Wait, hold on. I'm showing you that it says April the 1st, though. I was already looking for her.
Yeah.
So this is me messaging another content creator looking for her before my channel
Right.
takes off.
Right.
Right.
Love
So
it.
she slides in my email, but I'm
Yeah.
already looking for Reva. So Reva's like,
Yeah.
yo, can we? And that's why when I say you already had you on the board.
April 1. That's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? That's why when I say I already had you on the board, I already summons you to come in. Right? So already, so when you slid in my email, I'm just showing you how when I say law of attraction and manifestation and all that. So I'm looking for her in the thing. And I said I figured it out. I know her name. And the girl said, I love Reva. Right? So this is before the channel even takes off. And I'm even telling the girl, right? Look, I'm gonna show you if I could the bottom one. See, let me know if you can read that one.
Who is the girl?
Okay,
That's a
the
big
bottom
deal.
one.
Like,
Okay,
I love her
the
channel.
bottom one says, I love her channel too. Recently got into the YouTube teaching field. My channel is Learn with Trey. Let me know if you ever need anyone's advice on anything.
Right.
Wow.
So I just said that to the girl because I knew she was in the comments of your live one time, but I didn't write your name down. So I knew her channel name from the thing, and I was like, I know her channel name, so I'm gonna go to her and then ask her. That's what me looking for you through her.
What was her channel name?
I'll look it up.
that's
I'll
what I'm
tell you
saying.
what
Like, who is the girl, the connector? But like, that's like my mind is
Well-
still blown. Like blown. So I'm gonna while you're looking for it though, Trey, I gotta do
What's
this.
that?
It's another plug here. Plug. So the vision, right, is for as we continue to grow, is for you to be on a stage that will be presented to you at the appointed time, for you to be able to bring more teachings like this to a big community, to a big group, like bring it all. So just think about like what Think Media does, like Content Creator Live, huge events. And then me and a team of people are going to bring people like you in to do massive conference type material stuff. Like, so on stage, you teaching us. We're going to manifest that right now on this day, August the 28th, 828, number of new beginnings, 8, right? The little cyclical
Hold on.
there.
Hold on, sorry. I just have a DoorDash order and it says that the delivery time is 8:28 and today's 8:28. You're just manifesting and it's almost
What? Oh my God. Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm all about numbers. And the number 8.
We cannot make this stuff up.
No,
people.
we can't.
Right.
We can't make this
We
up and
cannot
we
make
can't
it-
miss the moment.
Right.
So
And from the
it's gonna
email to
happen.
Reva reaching out to me.
Facts, because
So all
listen,
that.
you can't make that up.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. We're going to be bringing all these communities together. We'll do so. My vision is for people to have their own little content creator meetups in their own little cities, so that they can have their little hubs, and then we could get together and do district stuff, right? Like when we go into Atlanta, we're going to do an Atlanta meetup. We're going to do a Florida meetup. Boop boop. I'm in Florida, and then we're going to go to New York. Karen and I, we already
Yep. I'm planning a New York
we
thing
will
in
host
December
you,
next year.
right? We'll host you and a couple of bigger folks to come talk to us about not just content, but the business side, right? Like these kind of breakout sessions when you're talking about mind, body content, mind, spirit content, like, because that's breakout sessions. So I'm just planting the seed and manifesting live, because I mean, I just know it works, right? I know faith works when you work it. Faith works when you work it. Because I used to look, so going back to content creation, I used to look at my analytics. I used to look at the bar and I would move the needle. I would look at it and I would see it before I saw it. I would move the needle. Like when I say move the needle, I would look at my graph and I would imagine that my subscribers or my views were going to be at 10,000, right? In the 48 hours. So I've seen 20,000 within the 48 hours. And I was like, 20,000 every 48 hours. That's when I was exploding.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
And it does something to you, right? It does something to you, but you know, like when that stops happening,
hold on, I gotta pause.
And then you know the little tricks of the system, then it makes you wonder. It could test your manifestation, it could test your faith. But when your purpose,
I gotta pause you, and I'm cutting you off, right? Because it's very important. It's very important. You got to remove that.
Yep.
That's not a part of the game, right?
Yep.
You know what I feel like when I get 1 million views? Somebody tell me what I feel like. Take a guess what I feel like when I get 1 million views.
It's expected. It's the same as you.
No, I'm gonna say expected. I said, what's my feeling? Not what I think is right, but what's the feeling?
You got a good feeling?
Nah.
Yeah, you don't have no feeling.
Yeah, you know what I feel like when I get 10 views?
No feeling.
No feeling. No. I don't get a bad feeling. I don't get a good feeling.
It's no thing. It's nothing.
It's because my emotion is not tied into the view.
Yeah, you did say
that's why you want to quit. That's why you want to quit, right? That's why you say I thought about quitting, because your emotion, what we talked about in the book, the Master Consciousness, right?
Yeah,
so you let in at any moment, it can control how you feel. If it can control how you feel, it can control it. Your emotion. Your emotion causes the frequency. Your emotion causes the vibration causes the frequency, right? So that's where you go. That's where you vibrating at. So because you vibrating low, if you feeling bad, you ever see somebody like, what's wrong? You just know they ain't tell you something wrong. They vibrating in a certain way that you know something wrong, right? So when you tie that in, when you tie that in, you're not controlling your emotions. If you're not controlling your emotions, you letting the signal of that control your emotions, and that's when the resistance go overtake you. I feel nothing.
I feel if I check it, feeling of nothingness.
Now I'm not gonna lie. Now, like I'm 20 years in. You know what I mean? So of course I'm not gonna lie and say year one I wasn't looking at every comment and looking at everything and doing every, like, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you and say that wasn't
no, like your Facebook, right? With Keisha, your Facebook, right? You were just jamming 2 years down the line.
Yeah, it's like I didn't, but it was like, you know what I mean? So the first day, I remember when I made $75 though. It did feel a weight off my shoulders when I made $75. The first day I was like, damn, it works. It works. Because at that moment, you know it works. So exactly. So the I can release all the not feeling nothing. You know what I mean? Because I was like, oh, it works. I'm okay. You know, when I did the first show and it sold out on my tour, I was like, it's gonna work. I'm okay. You know what I mean? So, but you don't want to put your emotions into that, because that'll control whether you quit or not. If you put your emotions in that.
And we've had people, and this is that whole thing about most people quit and stuff, right? Like, it's just an interesting one. Like, we have had, like a couple of comments come through where people have said that they've made half a dozen videos, like back in June or something, and no views and things. I mean, what do we say to those people? I mean, obviously they may not have been on before, where you were just saying, well, hang on, don't expect fast success because I'm here 17 years later. But what would you say to those people who are disappointed, like 6 videos along and they don't have many views?
You got to take the emotion out. You got to take the emotion, and it's a difficult thing to do, but that's why you got to connect. That's why I went back to a master or a grandmaster, because they'll make you feel at ease, right? So I got my friend, when she thought about quitting, she told me, man, I never thought I'd get the 4,000 watch hours in the joint, but now she has 5 million subscribers. She was like, I'm so thankful. It took us 6 months. She was like, I'm so thankful, because if you didn't, like, she's like, I didn't really believe in myself, but I believe that you believe, so it made me believe. So I was like, if he still believes, I can believe through him, and it's making me believe, because if he believed, then I believe, because I know he did it before. So it makes me believe. So that's why when you tie to somebody, sometimes it helps you in that sense. But it's very hard. I wasn't trying to cut Reba off, which I did try to cut her off. So I won't say I didn't. I just wanted to be that's one of the aspects that you got to remove. You got to remove the emotion, which is hard, because you got to be a killer without having emotion. It's like you're a stoic individual. You know, if you notice that when the great athletes get into the zone, it's almost like they feel nothing. Like if you notice, when you look at them, like they dead almost, but they like a dead killer. When you see Tom Brady in the zone, then when it's over with, you see all the feeling come back. When Kobe in the zone, it's like a no feeling. It's like he in a flow state. It's like, because it's like I ain't feeling nothing. So I can control the emotion. If I need to get aggressive, I can get aggressive. At any moment, I can switch my energy, because nothing is controlling my energy but me. So I'm in a flow state of me controlling my energy. But when you feel that way, success will kill you too. I've seen success kill people. So let's say I had a friend that was a student of mine, and I'm just teaching him for free. I walk him through how to do this, how to edit, how to do all this. He probably put up 8 videos and they didn't do good, but he still did them like everything was good. He put a video out, video hit like 100,000, 200,000 views. He all excited. The next video hit 1,000 views. The next one hit 2,000 views. It killed him. He stopped right there. I said his success killed him. Yeah. Because he had no problem putting out video after video when none of them hit. But something about it hitting, he thought he took the weight off his shoulder, right? But it was only the resistance go hit you again. It's a book that's excellent for creators. It's called The War of Art. It's about resistance, The War of Art. And I always say it's a must read. It's very easy read. It's not like Power versus Force. Power versus Force is a hard read. But The War of Art is a very easy read, and it talks about resistance. In my opinion, it's the greatest book on resistance ever written. In my personal opinion. But it talks about that. So the universe is going to hit you with resistance. There's nothing you can do. It's a yin and a yang. So you're going to have to get the resistance. And when you get the resistance, or you go forward. Because the success make you. Reba hit success in the beginning with those early videos she put out. Right? And that's what made her feel good. She thought the weight was, I could do this. I could do this. But then once the resistance started hitting her, she started feeling like, maybe I can't. Maybe I was a one-off. Maybe then you start feeling that way. Now the emotions controlling you. See, I can look at your channel and know what you feel. That's why I'm explaining how she feel right now, because I know the feeling. You know what I mean? I know the feeling. I literally know the feeling. I'm not just making it up.
You literally know the feeling. And I always remember President Obama. I saw an interview with him once where he said, I don't let myself get too high and I don't let myself get too low. You know what I mean? I loved that, because that just sums up that whole YouTuber thing, that if you get some good comments, like, that's why, like good comments. And if you go, oh, wow, I'm just going to feel all excited about that. You get the bad comment. Oh, I feel like shit now. I'm just blah, blah, blah. It's just like, but I really love that. Like President Obama, like regardless of your politics, like he's quite a smooth operator. You know what I mean? He's got I feel like he's got a lot of mana and emotional intelligence and everything. And, obviously academic intelligence and everything like that. But just to hear him say, I don't let myself get all giddy with all the good stuff. And he's got a lot of good stuff. And I don't let myself get bad with all the, the people that don't like me and don't like what I do. You know what I mean? Love that.
Yeah.
This is so funny. I see Queen Alchemy is like, I can't get off the cart. I just want to keep watching.
Well, that's a good feeling to have. And I just want to say, because I put it in the chat, Romans 8:28. So I definitely wrote that down. Like,
snap!
We get so fixated on how information comes that we lose sight of the fact that it is. And when you were
Romans what?
8:28. All things work together for those who love the Lord and are called.
But that's the time in the DoorDash time, in the day is date.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, but one thing that you were saying when I heard you talking, like some things just are. And sometimes we forget that whether it's good or bad or indifferent, it's content that just is. And getting to the point that we are accepting what is sometimes helps us take that emotion out of it. Like, it just is. Like, it's not good or bad. It just is. And so let me just perceive that it is. Now for me, it's having the faith that whatever it is going to work out for my favor, my benefit, my good, as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we've got one love to dream. Go to the store to get the milk feeling. I
know. I just like, that is going to be, I want everybody in the chat to drop milk in the chat. So like, I think that's my biggest takeaway. It's just like, if I tell you to go get the milk, you're going to know how to go get the milk. Like, that's it for me. Milk. Like, that's my takeaway. It says so little and so much at the same time.
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what, guys? This is going to be, and this is, I've been watching like the Sam Ovens and is it Andrew Kirby who do the Scholars videos.
Yep.
But I've been hearing Sam Ovens talk about like when he taught the community, like how to build a community. What I really loved is the bit where he said, what do friend groups have in common? Well, they have shared jokes, you know, like even when Peter calls us the Golden Girls and stuff, you know what I mean? Because he's like, I find myself in a room full of golden girls all like giggling away like geese and stuff. But, you know, thank God he can find humor in that. But guys, this is going to be one of our little shared jokes after this, like milk. You know, go to the store to get the milk and get the milk feeling. And, you know, Romans 8:28 and that date and everything. And I was going to say, but I don't want to like stir the pot or anything, but I was going to say, and Trey did a DoorDash video, but I didn't say that.
Did you do a DoorDash video? Oh my God, that's a whole nother conversation. That means we have to.
Was that your first video, Trey, or your second video or something?
It was the second one.
Yeah, you totally went there. And then I saw a video of hers going, why is everyone obsessed with me? And I'm going, yeah, like Trey like kicked that off probably.
But I saw what was going to happen before it happened. I was like, this not. But I could see it. So in the height of her, I was seeing what I was like, this not. I could see what this is. But that's the thing. But Karen, I just wanted to piggyback off what you said about the inside joke. Me and my dad have a little inside joke like that. When I was like 4, I asked him, could I get a bird? And he was like, where you go get it from? I'm like, outside. And he was like, yeah, you can have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we was like, you can have, because I was outside playing with my sisters. They older than me.
Seen something, they seem to be out there.
Yeah, I'm like outside. You know what I mean? Because I was outside playing with my sisters. They older, right? We in the backyard. I'm like, yo, Pops, can I have a bird? He's like, where you gonna get it from? Outside. He's like, yeah, you can have one. So I guess he assumed, you know what I'm saying? Like I was gonna go out there and just try to catch the bird or whatever. But I walked back in the house with a shoebox and he was like, what's that? I was like, it's my bird. He was like, what's in the, I was like, is this a bird in there? I said, yeah, it just, he's like, nah, you can't keep it. I said, why not? You just said I can keep the bird. You just said I can get the bird.
I got the impression that if I could get the bird, I can keep the bird.
Keep the bird.
Right. So he didn't. So what I did was I fed the birds like bread. I took a little piece of bread and I was feeding the birds. So then I put a stick under the box. And my mom used to sew, so I put some thread on the stick. And so I fed the bird and I fed the bird and I fed the bird. And when it went under the box, I put some stuff under the box. And as it went under the box, I snatched the stick up and slid the bottom under the box. And I was like, all right, I got a bird. You know what I mean? But he didn't anticipate. Yeah. He thought I was going to do what probably a 4-year-old would do and go outside and by hand and try to catch the bird.
So we got a mullet chasing the chicken
like that. Yeah.
Say what? Wow. So we got a saying about me, put the bird in the box. So he be like, yo, I watched you since a kid, put the bird in the box. Like you always can do stuff. You know what I mean? He like, yo, I watched you since a kid, put the bird in the box. So so it's the same. Like I know what you mean by like a little saying. It's just like
the bird in the box. Yeah, we got milk.
Bird in the box. And I tell myself that as an adult sometimes, put the bird in the box. Yeah.
Put the bird in the box.
Put the bird in the box. I know they think.
Before I go to bed and these people go do whatever they do.
It's late for you,
I have to go to bed. I know she knows it's super late for me. Super late. What parting words do you have for our good people and the people in the chat?
All right, I got a little bit of advice, and it's probably the last thing I want to leave on. All right. So when you creating is actually an imbalance of the brain, right? Karen talked about burnout. Creating is actually an imbalance. You on the positive end of the imbalance. right? So when you're creating at a high level, we wish we could live there forever, but you can't live there forever because it's an imbalance. But it's a yin and a yang. So if you all the way up here, if you don't bring yourself to the middle, you go all the way down here. This is why you see when people are highly creative, they go off the scale a lot. When you take the Kanye West and it's like, yo, he tripping, like he going off the scale. He's stuck in the imbalance, right? And you don't ever want to get stuck in the imbalance. So although it feels great to create, you know how you can be up at 3 in the morning and Reba hit me and we was up at 4. I'm already up at 4 in the morning.
It's like a drug, eh?
Exactly. But
Your
you
mind is
imbalanced.
on drugs. You are.
It's manic. You're in a manic, positive. If I'm in a manic state and I'm talking about nothing and I'm talking about negative stuff, you be like, yo, he tripping. But if I'm in a manic state and I'm creating and I'm high and I'm positive, you're like, yo, he gifted. You see what I mean? It's the same. It's just different ends of the spectrum. But I'm having an imbalance. But my imbalance is allowing me to create. That's why you see a lot of creatives at the highest GOAT level. They like not right quite. They may be suicidal.
People think they're freaks, you know, like Kanye West. He's a freak. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's a freak. Elon Musk is a freak. You know?
They having an imbalance. You know what I mean? They having to create. So when they creatively gifted like that, it can be a curse as well if you don't know how to control the
overused part of your brain.
You overuse, exactly. Brain is a muscle. So you have to remember, hey, I feel extremely good, but I feel too good. Let me come down to the middle. So instead of creating, stop and go to the park. Stop right then and say, you know what, I'm done creating.
Get out there.
Yeah, I've already created enough. I did 5 hours straight of creating. Let me go to the park and just do nothing. And look at the people.
Yep, and tend to the other parts. You should have seen how manic I was last night. I did my first solo live and my internet crashed. And then I went out there. I'm like, how many effing tabs have you people got open out here? I'm doing my first solo live in there and my internet has crashed. And I've got my Ethernet plugged in, hardwired, doing all the good stuff, man. And my internet crashed twice. And I was a little bit peeved with the people in the lounge. I'm like, you're watching Netflix. Can you just watch Netflix without doing all the tabs on your computer? So
Mm-hmm. So it's the same. Right. It's the same concept. So touch the grass, like Karen just said. Go outside, touch the grass after you create. Don't try to stay there forever. Don't even try to stay there for super long periods unless it's necessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if it's not necessary, come out of it.
Blow yourself out. Yeah.
Yeah, you burn yourself out, and then that's all. All
right. So I want to hear from the group before we leave. C, what you got for us?
Apart from some DoorDash, have you got some DoorDash there?
Listen, and I'm not a fan of DoorDash. I'm not a fan of ordering food. I cooks around here, but I've been on the live and I didn't want to get off and I got to feed my kids. And I was like, oh yeah, y'all. I kind of forgot about that because the live was so good. So all of that is divine. But I just want to say to Reva first, thank you for inviting me to the live. This was awesome. And Trey, thank you. So many gems you dropped. I mean, all of you had your own gems to drop this whole live, and I believe that we are all here for a purpose. We are all here for a reason. And it just gives me goosebumps. I'm excited to see everyone go wherever they're going in their journey, and wherever I can help you guys and whoever else. I will do my best, and the same for you guys. Now that I know what you guys do, I will share your knowledge and your expertise to other people, because we are building within, and this is going to be good. I have a great feeling about this group, and I was just happy to be here. I went live on Instagram a couple times. It was a lot going on. So thank you guys. I'm excited.
Danielle.
Man, I didn't know I was next. So this is one thing I wanted to ask.
Love your heart earrings. I love your heart earrings, Danielle. That's so beautiful.
One of the things I wanted to ask, for the people who are not in the cohort that you are having, right? They didn't get a one-on-one. They didn't have the opportunity. Are you planning anything up and coming? Put my name in that. But I'm just saying, is there anything that we can anticipate to get more of this kind of knowledge, content, give back?
Karen asked a question and I didn't give her an answer earlier. She asked when I said I didn't profit off the cohorts or the one-on-one sessions.
Right? You're like, why were you doing them? Yeah.
Why were you doing it? Right. So I owe a debt. right? So I owe a debt. I think when you get blessed like that, you owe a debt. You see what I mean? Just to take it and not share it somewhere. One of my favorite books is upstairs. It's called Show Your Work. It talks about that. It says to learn something. It's called Show Your Work. Austin Kleon, I think.
Yeah.
Austin Kleon. He has a few books. It's
Yeah.
not on this shelf, but it's called Show Your Work. I read it like every year. Now you know what? It's right here. It's called Show Your Work. Right, it's one of my favorite books as well. And in the book, let's see if I can find it. I highlight everything, but it says you owe a debt if you learn something and you don't share it. Right. So it's kind of like it's one of the things I took in from the book. So because it took me X, Y, and Z to do it, I was like, you know what, let me share it. Now I am conscious too, where it's like, okay, the business side of me is like, I can make money on the other end. So Karen may be like, well, why are you doing it? Well, let's say if I do, I can still, at any moment, I can still tap in. Let's say something go bad comedy career. If any moment I can still tap in and say, you know, I know I got the community right here that needs me. You know what I mean? And I know for a fact I can go tap in. It's like a bank. It's like a universe bank, right? So although I may take a pay cut now, but I built the bank up so strong.
Abundance,
that at any moment I can tap into the bank and make a withdrawal because I put in so many deposits. It's like he gave us so many deposits for a low dollar amount. You got to think if I'm teaching you for 8 weeks and I charge you $700, right? I'm giving you almost a college semester for $700 a skill set from somebody that's made X, Y, and Z, that's learned X, Y, and Z, and you learning what I would consider myself a grandmaster in the craft. It's worth $3,000. Somebody may be like, yo, I'll pay you $2,000 this, and I'll be like, nah, I ain't doing it for the money. So I don't even take.
Is your cohort $700?
Yes.
Oh, do you have any spaces left? I can afford $700. Seriously, that's a good price. That is it's
an excellent price because I'm giving you 8 weeks. It's a small cohort, and how we all in there like this. That's how I want it. I don't want.
Can you squeeze another person in?
That's what everybody asks, right?
Listen, that was not fair.
He's gonna prioritize his blessing.
We've got this many. So do you still have spaces?
I don't know. I had 2 left today.
Okay, I've got one. I'm taking one of those. Yeah.
Somebody bought one like maybe a few hours ago. I saw the notification. But if any of you desire to get in, I have no problem.
Amazing. Okay. We can just click the thing, can't we? What do we do? What do we do to do that?
And I think I'm gonna do one more. I'm about 50-50.
Okay.
Right. I'm gonna do one more at the end of September. I'm gonna pick up 15 more people at the end of September. But I don't want them to lap on each other. I don't want to do them at the same time. I want to do like, okay, if I do 4 weeks in this one, I go a little bit and they can overlap just for a few more weeks, but I can't have them overlapping at the same time. So even if you can't catch one, the funds.
We need to do we just need to watch out for you opening that up, or can we go on a wait list?
Yeah, I'll email me. Learn with Trey at Gmail.
I'm gonna email
Learn with Trey at Gmail. Email me and I'll lock all y'all in. Learn with Trey.
Yeah, amazing.
At Gmail.
Yeah.
River, can I ask a question? How did it feel you seeing me already reach for you before you reached for me? Did it? Because you got to think I reached for you before in April. I just started. You know what I mean? So, but for you to go ahead.
Yeah. Purpose.
Yeah. So hopefully that it shows you that you could, you know what I mean?
It's magnitude.
What a magnetism. Instead of back to the magnetism of. So I didn't feel any type of way when you reached out to me because I was already like, oh, I just summoned her. Like it was already, your name is already on the board.
Can I add to that really quick? Yeah. So with the reach, with everyone else on the call, I want you to understand that you are a part of the reach. You are a part of the manifestation. I am a part of that. So whatever you guys are working on and the gift and things that you are manifesting, you are a part. God is in the neighborhood. You understand? Like it's here. So don't just focus on them too. You're here too. So whatever it is, it's got your name on it too.
Yeah, it's all one.
I'm glad you pointed that out. It out, right? Like everybody that's in the chat, so you asked me that question, Trey. So I think I only use the word purpose and people hear a word. the weight of the word when I say it is so large. It's the burden of the word. It's a good burden. It's so large that when people like you say yes to me, and then I'm surprised, I'm surprised at what God does. Like the manifestation, the
Yeah.
fullness of what he does when you're operating in purpose. So when people like you say yes, but then this is crazy because you say, well, I was already reaching for you. And people hear when the student is ready, the teacher will show up, or the teacher was already
Yeah.
there. The student had to get in place and understand the assignment. So yeah, how did I feel? In awe. I felt in awe, not of you, of your person, but the
Yeah. I know.
assignment. The assignment.
Yeah.
Like you, the abundance. Like wow. And for me, it is not just about me. It's everybody who's with me that's coming to
Right.
you, and then more, and then we're pushing you, and then you're taking us. It's large. It's a lot. And that's why, I mean, I guess I may be talking, but I'm a little quiet, more quiet than normal, because it's a lot. And while people are grabbing for you, I know you got me. Like, I already know you got me. Like, I already know. Because if this happened, it just didn't happen for live. It happened for some lives.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave that right there.
Yeah. And that's why because when I said it, I say, let me show her the email with the actual date. So that way you can know. Because you could just think, not saying you think that, but I said, if I show you the email with the date, I was like, I already was reaching for you. You just ain't know it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, so when you showed up, I was like, something is here she go. You know what I mean? Your name was already on the board. You just didn't know it was on the board. That's why I asked the girl, like, yo, what's the name of I saw you in the comment section.
I need you to take
I
the screenshot you sent me, because like I want to know the girl too. Like, who is the girl that was the great connector? The great connector, right? Like that's my mind is blown, because she had to be in place in order to do the thing, in order to bring us. So that's a part of like sovereignty. All those things have to be in place in order to make this thing happen. And everybody in the chat is like witnessing it, like they're witnessing it, like greatness, like that's crazy.
But you know
Like
what else too, guys?
She is crying.
Really,
I'm sorry. Like she feels the weight of it. Like it's crazy. Like yeah.
I mean, you know what, guys? It's that thing of you're thinking about someone and they message you or they call you or something, right? Like everyone's had those experiences. No, it's not scientifically proven or anything like that, like beyond science, but the same kind of thing, right?
And that's why I remember when I wrote down, I said, maybe I said, somebody may argue with me when I believe in law of attraction and manifestation and all stuff. I'm writing down that I can control X, Y, and Z. Now, I want to say this little caveat about God, because sometimes that's the battle when I'm using the word universe and God. I believe that I was talented enough where I could have had. I thought I'd be a tech 100 million at 24. You know what I'm saying? Like that's if you'd asked me at 18, I was like, man, don't be worth $200 million by the time I'm 25. 25, I was broke. At 30, I was bankrupt. You see what I mean? But I look back and say, I wasn't ready. I would have self-destructed. There's no way God was protecting me from me. Although I was talented enough, my vices was too strong. You know what I mean? Because I can perform under all the vices. And when you can perform under all the vices, you ain't disciplined enough, right? So it's the most dangerous person, because the person that can perform through his vices is the most dangerous person, because it ain't no limit, because the vices don't hinder him. You know what I mean? To what the average person to get hindered with. So somebody can be hungover and perform great. You know what I mean? Somebody can be hungover and they are hungover. You know, when they perform it, but the person that's hungover and perform great, ain't nobody got nothing to say about him. He gonna have to go all the way off the cliff. You know what I mean? I'm just using that. I'm not an alcoholic, but I'm just using it as a metaphor. You would have to go all the way off the cliff. By the time you go all the way off the cliff, can't nobody catch you, because you're too far going off the cliff, because you were so functional at climbing the mountain. So I'll look at that and say I wasn't ready yet. I always look at it like God had to sit me down. I was talented enough. I was always talented enough. I said, because I was a child prodigy, quote unquote. I said, but I wasn't ready yet. I would have destroyed myself because I ain't had no control. I ain't really have a lot of self-control. And me working somebody would say that's self-control, but I'm talking about this. I guess I ain't gonna say self-control. I didn't have awareness. I didn't have enough awareness to guide myself in the proper way. But now I got the aware. I feel like I'm aware. I got the awareness. So I be thanking God, like, I'm glad you didn't give it to me when I was 25, because I would have self-destructed.
So before we go, you said that, so the business side of you, a lot of people don't know. I mean, I don't know if they know, but I've, tapped in a long time ago.
Right.
And when I saw how you were coaching, I was seeing, because you don't flaunt, from what this is my opinion, you don't flaunt your revenue. You don't flaunt your greatness, in my opinion. But when you shared your revenue, when you shared your coaching, how you coach, I saw it on something. I know I wasn't dreaming. I saw monetary stuff. I saw you coaching one of your students. This was female. She was brown skin, and you were coaching her, and she was like, she was making numbers, and she was making money. I mean, because numbers, sometimes don't equate the money. Right. But I was like, what? Like, my mind was blown. Do you want to share any of that for the group who might not be aware of the potential of creating content? I know some of the numbers, just abroad. You don't have to get too specific, but it's you put it out there. I found it. Yeah. Can you share that?
What you asked? I'm trying to figure out which one you asked.
So you talked about, it was on one of your videos, like the Facebook monetization, and then you started making money on Facebook, and you made a lot of money on Facebook, and then you showed your YouTube revenue. Was it my YouTube revenue or my Facebook revenue? Do you remember? I'm only confused. I saw both on different, I think it was different videos, and it was a while ago. It was like months ago. Yeah. So what you want me to share? Just share. Give us some stats. Oh, you okay? Oh, you mean the numbers? Like what's possible? Anything is possible. So there is no limit, right? No, I'm about to break it down. I'm about to break it down because I manage talent, so I know from the bottom to the top. That's why I can say anything is possible. So before I do anything, I always ask somebody how much they want to make. Right? How much you trying to make? Can. That's not you can't tell the universe that. You gotta talk to it, right? So I always say you gotta.
So do people when you say how much do you want to make? Do people give you like sort of like what their wages or salary amount is, or do they just give a big giant number, or like do you question them further after they'll give you a number? Like, let's say if someone said, just wait, we're doing an exercise. Karen, relax. We're doing an exercise right now. No, I like Karen. Go ahead. Ask that, Karen. Finish the question. Okay, do you, Karen? Finish the question.
Because my thought is if you put a number on it, you limiting it. But go ahead.
Yeah.
So you're not limited. I'll show you.
Okay. Yeah. So if someone says, because I hear this a lot, the reason why I'm asking is because I hear people go, it's really important what you want to make. But then a lot of people do want to make a lot of money. Like, I don't know. Do people know what they want to make?
There's a lot of money. There's no such thing as a lot of money. So that's all perspective, because what is a lot of money?
I mean, do people just make up, I don't know, like if they give you if they say a number to you, okay, I'll rephrase it. If they say a number to you, do you then ask them another question, or do you go, cool, and then you just move on from that?
What do you, so I ask them how much they want to make. You get what you ask for.
Yeah, right? So if the person goes, I want to replace my income is $50,000 a year, do you just go, cool, or do you say, why do you want to make that much?
Nah, I say, well, what are we going to give to make that much?
Okay, cool.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yes, so good question. Good response.
Because let me cut you off, Reba. Go ahead.
No, I said good response.
Because that's it's what response. To order to receive, you have to give. Right? You cannot, it's to the universal deposit. That's why when Karen said, well, why you do it? Because I'm going to receive back. I never not receive. Right? So I'll show you something. All my merch sells out. Right? When I do, I can show like the puppet merch and my face mask, and all my merch sells out. And somebody may say, yo, man, how you get your merch to sell? Because I buy everybody's stuff. Like when I see somebody selling something, give me two. I don't care if I'm broke. I can have my last $100. You got something for $20, let me get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I put in so many, I got a whole trunk of the stuff I buy from people. I don't even wear it. I just buy it. You know what I mean? It's my trunk of deposits. So I always look at it as like deposits. So that girl that I think Reed was talking about, does she have a Mercedes G-Wagon? I don't know which one you're talking about.
Yes.
So you may have thought it's the girl with the
She's
Mercedes.
my hero. I want one of those.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Like
say
she
that.
was
I'm going
pulling
to say
in
that,
six
Trey.
figures.
When you
I think it
compare
was
what you
six
want, I'm going to
figures.
say a G-Wagon.
She got a Lamborghini. She's very humble. She got a Lamborghini truck too.
Yeah.
She got a
Yeah,
Lamborghini.
She's very humble. Wow.
She's humble, man.
She is. Like she don't talk
Dang
about.
it. Yeah.
She's very
This
humble.
girl, the number my mind was
humble.
blown.
So I say her subscriber count, but she's so humble, and I like to brag on her because I just like when I say so, I literally mean that. Like, you know what I mean? There's no. I've seen people make $20,000. I've seen people make $50,000. I've seen people make $300,000-$400,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? There's no limit to what you can make. You see what I'm saying? So what's like how she just said 50,000 a month. What you go give that you believe is worth 50,000 a month? You can't cheat the game. You can't cheat how you feel. It knows what you want. I'm trying to pull up my I'll show you how I ask for it. So what I do whenever I start a business, I write down how much money I want to make a month, right? And when I write down how much money I want to make a month, I call it my contract to the universe, right? It's my manifestation contract. So I put down. Let me see if I can find one. I got them in the book. See if I can find one for y'all real quick. So I write down what I'm gonna give. So I may say, it's very important that I find. I know I'm sorry for. I just want to show you because
it's all good.
I want to show you what I do. Now this could be a whole coincidence, right? I tell everybody that maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I've just been right 20 straight times. You know what I'm saying? But I'm so freakishly right that it's hard for me to be like I can't control it. I'm not saying God's not in control. I'm saying I can go through the universe and bring, just like Customato said, I summons him. Like I summons him. He wasn't shocked that Tyson, he's like, no, I summons you. Just like Reva, I can not shocked that Reva shows up. You know, nobody ever asked me to get on live and go on live and talk to people and do X, Y, and Z. She came and asked me that. But I had already familiar with her name right here on the board. You see what I mean? So it's not like, it's like, no, I was looking for you already. You just ain't know it yet. And I didn't have it. She had way more subscribers than me when I was looking for her. I probably had 500 views at the time I was looking for her. But is she on the list? So it's not shocking to me because I've done it so many times. It's like every time I go through the stages, that everything comes to me, just as it's magnetic. So I'm trying to show you what I do, what I write out.
And that is another takeaway today for all of us, the write it down. You know what I mean? Like everyone says it, write it down.
Yeah, you gotta write it. I don't know why people don't write it. It's always confusing to me when they don't write it.
It's too simple. It's too simple to do. They probably don't really actually believe
I
it's
think
worth
so.
the effort.
I think so. So when I'm telling them, I'm
Too
like,
simple.
did you write it? Did you write it down? And I'm like,
It's
why?
free and it's too simple, right?
Yeah.
Which makes it hard.
Because they look at it got to be more complex than that. But it's going
more. They need the Notion template off Etsy, not a free one, a paid one.
Listen, it's just.
I think if I could add something real quick, I'm still here, you guys. I'm just charging my my iPad. But if I could add, I think that things come to fruition when you write down things because you're really being genuinely honest with yourself and the people that you want to help. So I feel like people that don't want to take the time to write it down and I feel like they're skipping a step and they want it a little bit too fast. You have to write it down, know the goals that you want, know what you're going to give to your community or your viewers genuinely. You know what I mean? This is what I can give, so this is the amount of money that I want, or just anything that you write down.
That's exactly
that's true to yourself. That's true to the people that you want to help. I feel like, because for me, when I write down, that's really what I want for myself. And that's really what I want for other people. This is how I want to impact these people. This is what I want for myself.
Exactly. And when you do that, for some odd reason, I can't find my mission statement.
And you know what? Successful people do that. That's what they talk about all the time, right? Successful people can be bothered writing it down. They keep journals.
Want to echo a comment that I seen Hey Roger Dodger said about 20 minutes ago. And it was along the lines of, this isn't like a live stream. This has gone past the live stream. This is now a moment that we are all sharing together. It's more powerful than just a live stream. It's a moment, a connection that we're all blessed to be part of.
I agree.
I think so, because we'll remember it forever, right? We didn't anticipate sitting here for 3 hours talking to each other.
I know. Oh my God.
Facts. Because I would have been told somebody I gotta go. But
yeah,
I know.
It's so good. Oh my God.
We've cried on here. We've done.
Do you know what? Hey, we're peeing in bottles over here.
Lord, and
I was gonna say none of you guys have gotten up. I've gone to the bathroom
Reva,
twice.
hey, I dropped the F-bomb to Reva before we even started. Like the full-out F-bomb. Reva's like,
oh my goodness.
what?
Yeah.
I'd say at the end of this stream, Reva's just going to break down an emotional wreck.
I'm not going to sleep tonight.
I know. You know what? Literally, Reva is doing a big long voicemail to us this morning, and hey, today's a special day because she got the thumbs up. She got a like from Mr. Hormozy.
Oh, so Trey, Trey.
No, we haven't even covered that.
Listen, Trey. That's what I said. We're all going places. Little baby me. So I get on school. I'm on school for less than 10 days. And I know you're looking. Trey. I know you're looking, Trey. I feel like Trey's my little big brother. Or whatever.
You can talk. I feel it.
So listen, so Trey, I get on school for less than 10 days. It's a little paid community, little paid, right? Because I don't like to fleece the people, but I like to over deliver. I give a lot of value, right? So I'm on school, and I make a post on the schoolers community, and Alex Hormozy likes my post, and so then I get comments saying, "Wait, what? Alex liked your post. Like Alex doesn't do that. Like he very rarely does that." And so I took a screenshot once I found that. I thought maybe he does that. They were like, no, he doesn't do that. I'm like, what? You got a like from him?
He's not throwing those
that
around.
Means he read the whole thing. Yeah, that was crazy. So
that's
again,
crazy,
I was
man.
like, this right here is so much bigger than like us. It's bigger than us. So yeah, I'm happy about that.
Okay.
Yeah,
but that's where I am now.
Crazy. Like he just did like crazy amount of numbers this last week.
Alex Hormozy is like, they have 171 million people on Schoolers, and he's on Schoolers, and he has half ownership of Schoolers, and he saw my post and comment, like he liked it. I was spitting numbers, right? Like I was like, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I believe in. Here's my goal. Like, boom, I've been on here. Yeah.
That goes back to the original question of how much can you make? There's no limit. What's perspective? See, if I tell you $50,000, Alex will tell you that's not enough money.
Oh yeah,
right? If somebody said 50,000, if he made 50,000 a month, he's like, that's not enough money, right? So it's all perspective. That's why I say there's no limit. Like if you say, if somebody asks for 5,000, they can get 5,000. Somebody asks, so I found my mission statement, right? So this is what I write out.
Oh wow!
I write it all out. This is before I start anything. So before I start a business, I'll write down what I'm gonna give. So I put right here by December 21st, 2025, I will make at least 20K a month from the internet using my Learn with Trey business. YouTube, brand deals, digital products, cohorts, one-on-one sessions, and anything else that develops will help me reach these goals. Hold on. Keep in mind, I said, because this is for you, Danielle, I said at least.
Yes.
At least.
Okay.
It's very important is the at least part, right? Because I'm not limiting myself. I could make.
Oh my God, that's what I write too. I always write at least.
That's why I was like, I don't want to give a number and limited. So that's the caveat there. Okay.
That's the caveat, at least, right? For this amount, I will give. And when I say for this amount, I will give, I put at least 2 YouTube videos a month, 1 cohort every 4 months, and at least 2 digital products /courses, right?
Okay.
Then hold on, because people get scared when I start talking about the universe and all that, right? They be like, you taking it out of God's hands, right? It's okay, but I just want to do this for them. Then I put, thank you, God, for the fortitude and determination to take on these tasks. Bless me with the vision and strength to conquer any obstacles that may come between me and these goals. And I misspelled may, I put M-Y, my, but that may come between me and these goals. And I sign it and I put Trey.
I'm texting you right now.
I love that, Trey. Absolutely. You know what? This just is a confirmation that I'm doing the right thing too over
so
here.
You can see the times and you see the dates and all that. So I know going into it what time it is. You see what I'm saying? Now I can stop in the middle. Like I probably could have made the 20K this month. You know, if I would say, you know what, I'm gonna take on 30 people on the cohort, times that by something, I'm over the 20K mark, right? But I'm like, nah, I won't confuse the universe. So at any moment you can stop and pivot. Don't think because I wrote this down, I gotta follow through with everything on here. I can stop at any moment and say, you know what, how much time am I giving? At this moment, then to learn with Trey may overtake me being what I'm supposed to be. And we can't have that. So then I say, let me dial it back a little bit. I don't have to stay in the, you can pivot if you want to pivot. You're not locked in anything. So just to show you that is that is real.
Yep, and we've got Danny J saying, writing my mission statement right now.
Yeah. I'm going to write mine tomorrow morning when I do Coffee with Christ consciousness. I'm so writing it down.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I do everything, and then it just works.
Peter,
yes.
What wisdom do you have for us? Peter is my pusher. So I'm just letting you know that. Trey in the chat. Peter, I know it sounds crazy. Peter is my pusher. I started a whole community because of encouragers. People said, hey, we want you to do this. We believe in you. It took two people with the name, with the letters starts with, their name starts with P, Pernia and Peter. And I did it. And they pushed me. And I believe we're going great places. So Peter, I believe in you. What do you have for us?
My words of wisdom would be that whatever it is that you want to do, to have something that you've never had, you have to do something that you've never done. And I believe that is exactly what Trey is talking about, is if you've never written a mission statement, if you've never manifested something before and you want to have something, you need to do something that you've never done to have something that you've never had.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Karen?
Okay, right.
I wanted to come in on what Peter said a little bit, just a split second.
Okay. Yep.
Karen, hold your thought. Peter, I think that's the reason why I love boxing so much. Because boxing was one of those things that when you got two high caliber men, they are both digging to overcome each other. They both are each other's obstacles, right? And it's something in your spirit that when the talent and the skill level match each other to perfection, then we already worked out as good as we can work out. We train as good as we can train. We both are equal. But now it's the little thing in the inside that I got to try to break in you, and you trying to break it in me, and we going down to like the last drop and trying to outwill each other.
Now you're starting to talk about Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward.
Yeah, where you can see it. You can see the moment where he breaks. You know, you can see the moment where you can see that. They don't know what we're talking about with boxing, Peter. They don't know none of the fighters we're naming out.
Do you know what? But we're loving it. We're just
I'm talking about like round 9 in the first fight.
Yeah, it's the Castillo versus what's
Corrales.
Yeah, the Corrales, Castillo versus Corrales, where he spit his mouth.
That one.
You like
and
he ain't break
knockout in the last round.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, but go ahead.
Yeah, we'll catch up on more than that.
We'll catch up another.
I love it. We're just excited. We're following the story, and you guys are going, yeah, no breaks. We literally can see it going. Yes, we recognize an opponent's eyes. You know when someone is checking out. All right, guys. Okay. So a few things. This has been a vibe. This has been such a vibe. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for all of your thoughts and contributions and questions and reflections and everything. So we have been reading them. So thank you for joining us. But this whole thing has been such a vibe. Second, little takeaway, of course, I'm reminded that everything is created twice, isn't it? So it's once in our mind, like with both of you, like Reva and Trey, you just thought about connecting up with each other. You know what I mean? So that's an example, but also just the fact that you just write stuff down. So I think that's a massive reminder for myself. So yeah, once in your mind, once in reality. The third thing as well is I'm reminded, and I'm sure other people are reminded too, just to think bigger and dream bigger, like instead of, like ask someone to join you on a live, you know what I mean? When you watch their video, actually make a specific comment so that they actually know that you're like watching and reflecting on what they're talking about. But also just our future meetups. I know we're going to meet up in person. I know we're going to keep on doing fun stuff together. So that's really exciting. The fourth one is definitely, I hope that we can do this again, like in the coming months when it fits people's schedules, because it's been amazing, Trey, and amazing, Reva. And just thank you again. And definitely I'm coming on the next cohort, Trey. So yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I know. So I have the last word since it's my live and all you guys are still streaming on your channels. So I just want to speak to the chat first. The chat first, we appreciate you for without you being here. Why would we do this? We would be just having a conversation amongst us friends, but now we have an entire community right in the chat. So I appreciate everybody who came through the chat, everyone who's watching the replay, everyone who will leave a like, everyone who has a subscribe chat, who will subscribe, and everyone who will watch all of our future content, not just mine, everyone on the screen, because we really appreciate you. It's bigger than all of us. It is really for a reason, a season, and a purpose, and we got to get beyond just the purpose of a video. I didn't have any of that written down. That was all from my heart and from my spirit. I have 2 words. Before I leave these 2 words, I just want to let you know there will not be any school classes for me this Saturday because it's Labor Day. So we're going to be going into September digital content creation and also AI. And we're going to be bringing back See the Actress, Toby Rich. And we're also going to be talking about UGC, user-generated content. That is when you start leveling up your content and start selling stuff and making money, bigger than a view, bigger than the algorithm. So that's the things that are coming on the school community. If you want to join, it's worth your $9, the price of a Starbucks, the price of a couple of Celsiuses or Celsius, those things that I drink, or the price of 3 Monsters, even when it's 9 o'clock at night. So that's that. The 2 words I have to leave to you tonight from my friend, my brother, my partner, my mentor, now someone who's in the space that I'm trying to go, who's going to bring me along for the ride. And if I'm going, that means you're going. 2 words is manifest, milk.
Yes.
Manifest, milk. That's what I have to give. I thank you, Trey, so much. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And Trey, before I hang up and I end this live, milk.
It's a great perfume. It's a beautiful perfume.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah.
That's crazy, yeah.
I'm gonna let you have the floor.
Let me have the floor.
Yes.
We're gonna tie it all together.
Take us out, Trey.
Take us out.
All right.
Shut us down.
Just like me and Peter was talking about with boxing and you meet resistance. Teddy Atlas was one of Customato's proteges. He trained Mike Tyson too, Teddy Atlas, right? And he trained Mike Tyson for a long time. And he said, you don't know what a fighter is until he meets resistance. You don't know what you got. He said, you don't know what anybody is until you meet resistance, right? You don't know what a doctor is till you don't know you're a doctor until you got that patient laying there and he's about to die. And if you don't cut him open in the next 5 minutes and do exactly what you need to do, he's going to pass. You don't know what you are until you meet resistance. There ain't no textbook for that sometimes. Sometimes you got to feel that way through. So you always go meet with resistance. It's just testing you to see who you are. That's where you go meet yourself. When you meet resistance, I almost get a great feeling when I feel it. You know what I mean? Like me not being able to find that mission statement, it made me mad. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna let it. That's why I stayed there for 5 minutes and I was like, that's resistance.
I loved it.
That's the resistance. I won't say, nah, I'll show it to y'all later or I'll tell you I want to show you verbatim. So I was like, You always go meet resistance. And the higher you go, the more resistance you go meet. And that's okay. But that's just a part of the game. So don't ever let it break your spirit. It's trying to see, can you outwill it? And just keep going. You keep going. Like, oh, this resistance, keep going.
That's right. And for
Right.
people who've made 5 videos and they're stressing, dude, that ain't nothing but a peanut. Make 5 more, and then make 5 more.
500 plus. Okay, relax.
Are you at 500 then?
You come crying
Yes.
to us when you make 555 videos, all right?
Yeah.
Then we're interested.
Mike Tyson said everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah.
You just
That's it.
have to
Yes.
keep going no matter
I
what
know.
happens.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
you guys. I'll see
Amazing.
you on the YouTube streets. I love
See
you
you on all
all.
the things.
Have a
Thank
good
you,
night.
guys.
Love you all as
Yes.
well.
Guys.
Thank
you.
you.
Love you,
Thank
Trey.
you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
It was wonderful.
Have a good night.